Killed a dragon centre half. Killed a dragon, didn't he?
Reason being, he's got a good cross, hasn't he, St George?
Okay. No, I feel.
talkSPORT Sports Update, brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Iconic winners delivered in the box every time. Order now on the BK app.
With the 4 o'clock headlines, I'm Tom Clayton. Good afternoon. The pressure's off Norway and all on England. So says a former Norway captain, Stefan Johansson. He reckons they have some big-time players anyway.
The likes of Erling, Martin, they play in big clubs as well, and I think they're used to the pressure. And but as you said, I think we got everything to win tomorrow, and we play against one of the best teams in the world, so it'll be a great game for us.
In the last half an hour, we've been joined by Norway's ambassador to the UK, Tora Hatram. He says there'll be no gloating if they do go on to win.
It is a very strong team, and it's the nation which invented football. Yep. So if we win against England, it is with an enormous humility and respect.
Meanwhile, England do have some doubts ahead of tomorrow. Mark Gahey has a hamstring issue. Declan Rice has a stomach bug. Steve Bruce was asked who he'd go with at the back.
They're the big calls that the manager has to make. I wouldn't like to make it, I have to tell you. But for me, it would probably, if Stones is right, then I'd pick John Stones.
That's, of course, if Mark Gahey is out. We'll hear from Thomas Tuchel later this evening. Some other news today. Michael Edwards has stepped down as Liverpool CEO of football. Man City is set to offer £10 tickets to locals at the Etihad. And Scotty Scheffler has missed the cup for the first time in 78 tournaments after failing to do so at the Scottish Open. And to Wimbledon, where the fairy tale is over. Arthur Ferry has lost in straight sets to French Open champion Alexander Zverev. He'll go on to face the winner of the second semi-final, either Novak Djokovic or Yannick Sinner. Get more at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
A murder investigation has been launched into the death of former MP Anne Widdecombe, and 4 Brits are thought to be among at least 11 people killed in a wildfire in southern Spain. More with Sinead in half an hour.
talkSPORT Weather, brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Iconic winners delivered in the box every time. Order now on the BK app.
Another sunny and hot one for most of us. Showery rain in northern Scotland, where it may turn thundery later on.
Hello and welcome to World Cup Game Day on talkSPORT. We are live in Miami on, of course, South Beach with me, Andy Goldstein. Very excited alongside
Mr. Darren Bent.
And what a show we've got coming up for you this afternoon. Benny, tell him who we got.
One of my ex-teammates, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Jimmy's here.
My ex-England international teammate, Rio Ferdinand.
Rio Ferdinand on the show.
Legend of talkSPORT, Stuart Pearce.
I mean, you can't get 3 better than that. Well, you can, it's 5. It's them 3 and me and he. Ahead of... What are we now? 1 day away from the big one, which will, of course, be live on talkSPORT as England take on Norway.
Can you hear me? You boys took a hell of a beating.
Are you ready? Do you know? I feel it too.
England have beaten Mexico in the Azteca. They've now got Norway in Miami in the quarterfinals. Bellingham again, and he scored again! It's 2 in a minute!
Are you ready?
2 in the middle now, swept in towards Haaland! Erling Haaland, you beauty!
To score 7 goals for Norway in the World Cup is quite special.
Beware England, beware Erling Haaland. Kane on the turn! Oh, what a goal! Unbelievable support!
We will go now full steam ahead to keep pushing and stay in the tournament.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to World Cup Game Day Live with me, Andy Goldstein. Say hello to my little friend, Darren Bent, alongside.
Hello, Andy. How are we?
I'm good. I'm really excited.
How's your stomach?
If I'm being honest, playing up.
Is it, yeah?
It's playing up, but I'll be okay.
Feel all right?
I'll be honest with you lot out there. We were about 30 seconds away from me doing the whole show standing up. It just felt easier to stand.
D.
I'm okay.
Stomach's in
Why don't you tell them all of our personal business?
Honestly.
But apart from that, I'm good. I'm really good. I'm hoping the next 3 hours. Stop laughing, you lot. I'm hoping the next 3 hours will take my mind off it. But I'll be okay. I'm very excited.
If you've got a problem, start waving a flag.
If for one section of the show it's just Bentley on his own, rapping to Will Smith, you know it's happened. But no, I'm good. I'm very excited. When we play a little VT like that, and you hear Harry Kane's croaky voice, and you see all the goals flying in, and you know we're one day away, and we're very, very lucky, DB and I, not just because we're here doing the show. We've got a ticket for the game. I mean, we can't wait. It's going to be hopefully one of those pinch me moments that we were there and we saw England get into the last four of the World Cup.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, the feel-good factor around England and the national team just feels huge, even though we're over this side of the pond. The excitement is building. I mean, it's not too much World Cup fever where we are. I mean, there's a few England fans kicking about.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, what the guys have done so far has been incredible. We have been to this point before. But again, we've asked Piercy, we asked Jim Proudfoot yesterday. Obviously, Jim's commentated on many of England games for many years. And even he said, it just feels different.
Yeah.
I think that performance, I think we were all searching for a performance from England at some point, but what they did in terms of going into the Azteca, beating Mexico, when people said, some people were making out like it was pretty impossible because of the altitude and they haven't been beat there in so many years and all that. For England to go there and put in that performance and the 10 men, all the adversity that went against them, to still come out on top, I think that's given everyone belief.
Yeah. What was nice as well, because we are in Miami and the game's in Miami, most of talkSPORT are currently in Miami. So last night we had a big old dinner. We saw Adrian Dam, Jim Proudfoot, Sam Matface. That was quite a nice little bonding session. Table for 20 in the Italian.
It was lovely. I mean, the lamb chop salad was absolutely beautiful.
Do you want to tell everyone about the size of the drink you ordered?
You know, so I asked for a pineapple margarita.
What? Firstly, why?
Because I like pineapple and I like margaritas.
Okay, well, it's the perfect blend.
Perfect combination. She said to me, small or large, I think she said, or medium or large, I can't remember what it was. And I went large, expecting it to be like, I don't know, like a tall glass. She brought over a bucket.
It was a goldfish bowl, wasn't it?
Like a bucket.
It's like Del Boy was going to turn up. There were straws everywhere.
I drank some of it and went, and even when she put it on the table, she was laughing. So obviously she thought it was hilarious. But I drank some of it and said, listen, you have to take this back. It's too much.
Yeah, but it was a great night. It was nice to see everyone. And as you mentioned, we got Jim Proudfoot, we've got Stuart Pearce joining us. We've got
Rio Ferdinand today.
Rio Ferdinand. We've got Faye Carruthers is here as well.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank in the studio as well.
Yeah.
It's a great show. So make sure you stay with us for the next 3 hours. I know you will. Lots of people are commenting on our shirts as well.
I like yours today.
Yeah, I like it. Management Max, it was his task. I mean, he does nothing else other than just walk to and from the hotel. And I said, can you do something for a change? He went, okay. And he's claiming these back, by the way. If people back home, if people back home see a receipt for $34, you know why.
Yeah.
Right, let's stay with England, obviously. England midfielder Morgan Rogers has been speaking ahead of his size World Cup quarter-final against Norway tomorrow. It's live on talkSPORT at 10 p.m. He was asked about just how good Jude Bellingham has been at this tournament for England so far.
Yeah, I told you all that before. I said that you would. I'm not surprised, and neither is anyone in the squad, of how he's played, how he's performed, how he's taken big key moments in games. Even the game the other night, probably didn't start the game the way we've liked, and in the space of 5 minutes he's put his fingerprints on the game and kind of taken hold of the game, and that's the type of player he is, and that's the type of players you need in big moments, in tough environments, tough atmospheres. When things aren't going your way, you need your best players to stand up, and he's done that in pretty much every game so far. And yeah, we're not surprised.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else should be surprised, really. He keeps on doing it time and time again.
It's interesting with Morgan Rogers because, of course, it was either him or Jude Bellingham. People were having that conversation. For me, there was only one win. It was Jude Bellingham. Yeah. But Jude's on a yellow card, right? So there is a possibility. I hope it doesn't happen for so many reasons.
Morgan's plan.
That he could start in the semi-final if we get there. It's a long way to go, I know. But
do you know what? It's right. And Morgan Rogers this season has been incredible. He's had moments. I know he started off the season relatively slow, but I think he showed more than enough under Thomas Tuchel and when he was at Villa just how good he is. But even himself probably was thinking, I've got half a chance here. But you know when you talk about levels, Jude and the question marks around Jude going into this tournament, would he start, would he play? Some people suggesting he might stay at home, he might not get picked, right? When you look at the performances that he puts in, you almost go, how thick are we? What person with their right man would be thinking, we don't need him? Because he has been unbelievable again, stepping up in big moments. It's almost like the bigger the occasion, the bigger the man. And even Morgan Rogers would probably be sitting there watching him from the side thinking, do you know what? Fair play. Because Morgan Rogers has been outstanding for Aston Villa this season, right? on like a domestic level. He was brilliant in Europe for Aston Villa as well. But when you talk about the highest of profiles and the highest of levels, Jude's just gone, okay, here we go.
There were some journalists out there, I won't name them because I can't remember, and you know you are, but there were some journalists out there actually suggested he shouldn't be on the plane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is nuts.
But I honestly, I genuinely believe there is a situation, because he's not here in the Premier League. We can't see him every single game, every single day. Out of sight, out of mind. And when you kind of then coincide it with the way Real Madrid, with the circus at Real Madrid, with what's going on, not winning the league, not winning the Champions League, you almost tarnish him with that brush and go, well, if they didn't win the league or the Champions League, he must be part of that reason as well. So I think he'd be treated a lot differently if he was here and we could see him all the time.
Yeah.
But then when we do see him in World Cups and major tournaments and internationals for England, that just kind of jogs everyone's memories to go, hold on a second here, he's top drawer, he is.
If you're playing for Real Madrid and you've got Zidane's shirt,
Do you know what I'm saying?
and you're smashing it,
people forget. But you know what it's like?
very bizarre.
People just, if it's not in front of your faces, people just almost forget.
Yeah, I couldn't answer the question who's most important to England, is Harry Kane or Jude Bellingham. I'll probably go with Kane, actually, ever so, just because he scores the goals.
Yeah.
That's the only reason, but for me, they're both 10
I mean, you're talking about like a millimetre between the two.
I agree. Just quickly, are you confident about the game? We're going to discuss that over the next few hours. Are you confident? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think if player for player again, I think England are better. I think most people would probably agree with that. I know it's the best team that turn up on the day will win the game. But I do think, in some respects, the reason why I feel this test might be tougher than the Mexico game, although it was in Mexico, is because genuinely now this team we're playing against have got one of the best strikers on the planet. Like, you put him in the top three, Mbappe, Kane, and him.
Yeah,
there's no doubt he's been. Well, I think he's won every game so far this tournament. He's got 7 goals. Like, he is one of the very, very best. And now, whereas at times, we've not taken liberties, but we've almost gone, right, do you know what, even if they do get a goal, we've got more than enough to get back into the game. And I think if you give him any opportunities now, like say you give him 2 opportunities in the first 10 minutes, you're 2 down.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
You're right, he will score.
It's as simple as that.
It's just how many.
Exactly.
Okay. We want to hear from you. We've got lots happening between now and when we're off air over GMT or BST, 7 p.m. it will be. So we want to hear from you over the next 2 hours and 45 minutes ahead of England against Norway tomorrow. Are you confident we will win? Are you confident we will reach the finals or the semi-finals maybe? Are you worried by some of our injuries? How much of a threat is Haaland? Drop us a WhatsApp voice note, 03717222344. This is proving very popular with you lot back home, so we'll play the best ones out. Sadly, from where we are, we can't take your calls, so if you drop us a voice note, we'll play that, 03717222344. By the way, you better be nice to me.
Why?
Because I've got your ticket. Yeah?
Yeah, but I was messaging him and he sent it to me.
No. You can only get it once. I've got it. It's on my phone. It's on here.
Well, I don't know why he would send you my ticket.
Because he charged you, mate. Where was your ticket for the flight from New York to here? Where was that?
Nowhere.
No, everyone got it, but you couldn't find yours.
No.
We all got it.
No.
That's why he sent me the ticket.
I put the American Airlines in my phone.
Oh, right.
The email was never sent.
So you're the only person who didn't get it?
Correct.
Oh, right, okay. Well, it's like I got your ticket then. You better be nice to me. When we come back, talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook will be joining us from Miami Beach. It wouldn't be fair if I told you that Crookie landed last night at midnight here in Miami and was out till 4 a.m. That would be uncruel.
Yeah,
sorry, that would be cruel. That'd be unfair. So I won't tell him. Okay. 4 a.m. Let's find out what condition he's in on Miami Beach, in the heat as well, right after this.
Newcastle's summer exodus is set to reach a crisis point. Sean, you'll have heard this news. Sandro Tonali, Anthony Gordon, of course, already out the door. Club captain and fan favourite Bruno Guimaraes has reportedly informed the hierarchy that he wants to join champions Arsenal. With another star player forcing his way out, Darren Bent raised serious concerns about what this loss could mean for Eddie Howe next season.
Yeah, I do feel for Eddie Howe. I really do, because again, if Bruno leaves tonight, he's obviously gone to Tottenham as well. Isaac, they just haven't been able to kind of recruit the players certainly the quality that they've lost. And you look at what they've bought some of these players for. Isaac, was it 60 million? They're selling for 120. Like tonight, they bought him for a fee. They're selling for more. So clearly, he's improving these players. But at some point, I think if Newcastle do want to go to the next level, they've got. I know it's hard with the PSR and the financial fair play, but if they do want to go to the next level and then stay there, they've got to find a way of holding on to some of these players.
Oh, look at Darren and his floral number. Watching on the smart TV, I like that. Sure. Do you have sympathy for Eddie Howe in this situation? The latest is that Bruno has agreed personal terms with Arsenal, but Newcastle's stance is that he remains not for sale.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's really tough, and the challenge that you have is not just if one of your big players goes at any football club, at any level really. People understand there's a time and a place. When 2 go, that can make other players a bit itchy and a bit nervy. But then if 3 go, all of a sudden they go, hang on a minute, who are we bringing in? And I think they're right on that cusp. I don't know their situation at PSR, but I've been through that, obviously, in my time at Everton, so I know how dangerous that can be. But I think losing the players of that quality, I think that's really tough on Eddie, and I think he's done a great job there. So hopefully, I mean, look, you never know on the other side of that. Good people in their recruitment there. They've shown that over the years, so they might have people lined up, don't forget. So these things can twist very quickly when you get a freshness in the camp and a newness and some quality, and all of a sudden it can feel different.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win. This summer, talkSPORT is bringing you live and official coverage of every game of the FIFA World Cup 2026. And to celebrate, we're giving away £26,000 guaranteed. Go to win.talksport.com to enter now, and you could win 26 grand in your hand, tax-free. Enter now, and you could be the next to get that winning feeling, courtesy of talkSPORT Win. Find out how to enter now at win.talksport.com.
The very first night of September. You're listening to, karaoke night. It's the World Cup Game Day live on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, alongside, brought to you by Burger King, Burger Buddies, total tournament satisfaction, delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app. Right, we are coming live from Miami, in case you're wondering. Still to come, former England assistant coach, our mate Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank will be joining us for a whole hour here in the studio. Plus, get his former England and Man United defender, legend Rio Ferdinand, also on today's show. Just quickly, Mark, he will be assessed today to see if he's fit to play in Saturday's World Cup quarter-final against Norway, a game you can hear live on talkSPORT, by the way. It means we'll come back to football in just a moment. The ferry was afloat earlier on. I'm hearing he's sunk. Lisa O'Sullivan is watching for talkSPORT.
Unfortunately, French Open champion Alexander Zverev is into his first Wimbledon men's final. It was a straight sets win over the British wildcard Arthur Ferry, but he can take comfort from the £900,000 prize for getting this far and the fact that he has been crowned the new British #1. But who will Zverev play? Last year's winner Yannick Sinner or Novak Djokovic, who's still in the hunt for that record 25th Grand Slam title?
Thanks, Lise. 900 grand for a couple of weeks' work's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, incredible. I mean, Zverev's a good player, though. But Djokovic chasing that 25th, man. I think it's Margaret Court who's got the record of 24.
Well, you don't think that. You know that. You don't come up with a sentence like that unless you know.
Because I remember Serena was on 20. She was on 23. She was chasing it for so long.
So Djokovic is level with Margaret Court.
Yeah.
So she's the best, and her surname's Court.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hope Djokovic does it, but getting past Sinner is
yeah.
That takes
a big ask. A big ask. Right, talking of big asks.
Pardon me?
Let's
Pardon? I know it mind me, but come on.
I don't know what state he's in or how he's looking because he got in at 4 a.m. Yeah, Alex Crook, talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, joins us now live from just around the corner. Good morning, Alex Crook.
Good morning, boys. Who needs J-Lo when you've got Crookie on the beach in Miami? Honestly, you boys are so lucky, and as is everyone watching on YouTube.
Well, we're so lucky we've got you. I tell you what I love about the fact that you've got that cowboy hat on still. I'm guessing that's part of you now.
It's a big part of me. I don't know how I'm going to give it up. I think I'm doing 3 studio shows the first week we get back to London. I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear it with pride. Honestly, this is part of my personality now.
I'm telling you now, the only reason he's wearing that is because how do you put that in your suitcase without crushing it? He's paid a fortune for it, and he knows he needs to hang on to it. So the fact is, you can't put it in your hand luggage, you can't put it in your suitcase because it gets obviously crushed. So he has to wear it.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. I wore it all the way over on the flight. I think I annoyed the bloke next to me because I was invading his personal space. What about the outfit, boys? I don't know if you can see. What about these shorts? Look, does that not just shout Miami Beach?
Describe it.
Oh my!
Yeah, that actually shouts midlife crisis. It's the loudest Hawaiian shorts you can get, and then a top. I mean, you do well for that top not to match the shorts, but somehow you've managed it. You're looking very cool out there, but we can see behind you, if people can't see if they're listening to the show, an empty Miami Beach. What's happened? No one up yet sunbathing, Crookie?
No, it's pretty quiet. I mean, listen, it's scorching hot. I've put on the factor 50, so maybe people are staying indoors until this afternoon. But I'm looking enviously out to the ocean because as soon as I finish with you boys, and I've got to come to the studio, but I am diving into that sea. I love a sea swim. I will swim in the sea in England in October and November. So the fact I'm here in Miami, the waves are crashing. I can't wait to get in there.
I've never felt sorry for water in my life up until now. Crookie, just quickly, but we're going to talk football in just a moment, but I'm led to believe you landed or you got to the hotel. I saw you last night as I was coming in to go to bed because I'm a good boy, I'm a pro. You were coming out, ready to party. I understand you didn't get into that 4 a.m., 4:30?
Well, obviously I've got Ryan with me, producer Ryan, usually does a sports bar, 15 years my junior, but I needed to keep pace with him. So, yeah, we went to a nice little cocktail bar with a lot of the talkSPORT team. Sam Matavase was there as well. And then we stumbled upon a very nice karaoke place. So I belted out a bit of Angels, Three Lions, Wonderwall. The locals loved it.
Brilliant. Right, you're going to stay there in the blistering heat for us because we're going to round up all the very latest World Cup action on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Daily Tournament Roundup on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Right, we're going to look back at France's 2-0 win over Morocco last night. Crookie, were you on a plane for that or did you see it?
No, we watched that actually at JFK Airport. Really impressed with France. You know, Morocco are a good side, reached the semi-finals 4 years ago. I think there were 34 competitive games unbeaten in 90 minutes until yesterday. And France made them look like San Marino. So I tipped up France before I came here. I've stuck with them all the way. I just think they've got too much quality. I think it might be England-France in the final. I'm not sure we quite got enough to go toe-to-toe with Mbappe and Elise, Dembele, Barker. That front four is formidable, isn't it?
Do you know what it is? I mean, you missed that Doué as well. And that's the thing, Crookie. I think when you watch France, for me, they're head and shoulders above everyone. Although I think if Spain win their game, which I expect they will, that will be a tougher game. But I think their squad, Crookie, is what set them apart. Because as you just said there, if Dembele and Mbappe's not working, they can bring on Doué, you've got Barcola, you've got Cherki. They've just got so many options, Crook.
Yeah, they have. And I think they were the best team in Qatar 4 years ago. Obviously didn't quite get that one over the line after Messi inspired Argentina in that final. So I feel like Didier Deschamps' players feel like this is their time. And what a finish from Mbappe, by the way. I mean, you scored some great goals in your time, Benty, but no backlift was there as he put that one into the far corner. I think he is absolutely incredible. And we're talking about the greatest players of all time, Messi and Ronaldo, probably playing at their World Cup. The baton is very much going to be passed, in my opinion, to Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, I agree, Cookie. And another thing as well about that game is that usually when I watch France, someone who I'm not big on is Upamecano. I always think he's got a rick in him. But even this tournament, him and Saliba have looked solid.
Yeah, and actually speaking to a lot of French fans when we first got out to Dallas, they were worried about Upamecano and the midfield as well, with Rabiot playing probably more than they expected. But I agree with you. I think defensively they've been sound. So I just don't see any weaknesses. I expect Spain, like you, to come through today, and that's going to be some semi-final, isn't it?
I'll ask you both this question, Crookie. I'll start with you. You mentioned Mbappe came off injured. I think it was his ankle, spotted with an ice pack when he was sat on the bench. How irreplaceable is he, or not at all? If there are 10 with him, what do they go down to when he's not in the team?
Yeah, I think he is irreplaceable. You'd probably put Dembele in that number 9 position, but I think he'll be fine. I think it was probably just precautionary. But yeah, they're a much different team without him. But having said that, I've already listed the names they've got playing in behind him. They've got goal threats everywhere, but Mbappe is undoubtedly the star turn.
Yeah, I agree. I think with Mbappe, of course, he makes them weaker, but he is that good when it comes to World Cup football and playing for France. And I think he looks happy. I think he's had all this kind of unrest at Real Madrid. People talking about Real Madrid fans signing a petition to get him out and all this. He's turned up to this World Cup almost with a point to prove. And I think he's showing everyone that, for me, he is the best player in the world.
Well, he had a poor Euros in the end, didn't he? Because of that facial injury, he never really got going in the Euros. So I think he has got a point to prove, and he's making up for lost time.
Quick word about Morocco. They were looking to make it 2 World Cup semi-finals on the bounce. Were you disappointed in their form yesterday, Crookie?
A little bit, because they didn't really play the way they have been. You know, you look at the possession stats and the amount of shots they allowed France. I think the best way to try and get at this French team is to test that back line, test Upamecano, and I just thought they were a little bit too passive, Morocco, but it's been a brilliant 4-year cycle for them, isn't it? With a World Cup semi-final in Qatar, getting to the final of the African Cup of Nations, and obviously now going deep into this tournament as well.
Crookie, listen, before I let you go, you've been nothing short of outstanding today and since the tournament began, but you did mention as you started our chat that you were going for a skinny dip as soon as we finished it. I mean, it would make great TV if you just sort of donned your clothing and the camera followed you into the water. Would you do that for us?
I tell you what, it's quite a long way to the beach, so you'd have to stick with me for quite a while. I'm not sure I've got that turn of pace. I'll tell you what we'll do.
Yeah.
I'll get Ryan to film it, and then when I come and join you in the studio in about an hour's time, you can play it then. How about that?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Hold on, that might be lunchtime. I don't want to put people off their food. Okay, we'll do that. Crookie, we'll do that. It's a date.
Love it.
All right. Keep up the great work. See you in a bit, pal. That was a roundup of all the very latest World Cup action on talkSPORT, brought to you by Enterprise Rent a Car. They're here for it.
Daily Tournament Roundup on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Enterprise Rent a Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
I do want to go in the sea at some point.
Oh, I don't.
I do, but I feel like we've got no time to go in the sea.
Of course you have. Are you playing paddle again with your mates? Your new mates that don't exist.
What, if I played in my own? What, you saw a picture on Instagram, right?
I know, but I mean, AI, right? It's a great thing.
I'll tell you what, though.
How's your wrist, by the way?
Meeting Rick Ross last night was incredible.
Oh, yeah, you put a picture out of you and Rick Ross. I mean, if you sat next to me on a bus, I wouldn't have a clue who it is.
The boss.
You got very excited about that.
Yeah, I did, yeah. Great picture. I've not put it up on social media yet, but...
Why don't you put it up?
Yeah, I will do eventually.
Right, and your wrist is okay?
It is a little
bit, Your
right
wrist. What have you been doing to get your wrist hurting like that?
Pardon?
What have you been doing? Why is your right wrist hurting?
Because I hit a shot on paddle yesterday.
Paddle.
But now I've got a wrist support, so it helps.
Okay. Why don't you put it on then?
I will do.
All right. Okay. Don't quite know why you're winking. Winking.
Yeah.
Next up, we'll be joined by former England captain, the legend is Stuart Pearce, talkSPORT's England correspondent, Faker Others, also here in Miami. But first, of course, it's 1:30, and that means time for a bit of no Googling. Kylian Mbappe has played in 20 World Cup matches in his career and only ever lost 2. The question is, who were those 2 against?
Well, one of them's obvious.
Hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay, who's the other one? One was in the final against... who was the other one is probably better. The answer to that and so much more coming up live on World Cup Game Day from Miami. Yes, that's where we are, right after this.
I mean, as recently as 2024, Bruno told us all. He told everybody who cared to listen what he wanted to achieve at Newcastle.
I never said that I would like to leave. Since I signed for the club, I always said I want to put my name in the club history, and nothing changed. Nothing changed from me. If this keeping going, I still want to win some trophy for me. When I signed for the club, I said I want to play Champions League, and everyone said that I was crazy, and we got it. Now I wanna be in Champions League again. I wanna win something for the club. I think the fans deserve. We are worked so hard to get it, so this is still my dream.
And then a year later, Simon, they win the Carabao Cup. And Bruno says, "This is my second home. We're making history. Someday, when I leave this club, I want the fans to sing my name the way they do Alan Shearer." I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Well, look, first and foremost, ask yourself the question, why are these players suddenly all deserting the sinking ship? It's not a sinking ship, but it doesn't appear to be a particularly ambitious one. It doesn't appear to have an ownership model that everyone thought was going to change the whole direction of football. Oh my God, we've just sold to a nation state, one of the richest nation states, and look what they're going to do to football. But they haven't done anything. They're going to buy everybody. They're going to buy Ronaldo. They're going to buy Messi. They're going to have this player here, that player, this player, you know, and they haven't. Yeah. They bought a bunch of players that to some extent, they've gone and made better. And these players are now doing what every player does, which is go, Liverpool.
Yes.
Oh, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh, Real Madrid. And that's what Newcastle have found themselves in a position of doing. So ask yourself the question, despite the vilification of a player that 2 years ago said he wanted to stay, nothing lasts forever. He's done his 2 years. He is entitled to leave. How he leaves is the key component part of this. But also, why? Why are Newcastle now a place where people want to leave from?
Yeah.
And that's the problem Eddie Howe's got. That's the problem that Matey Boy that says that to everyone they're going to win the league by 2030.
Yeah.
Those are the challenges that they've got.
What happened in Belo Horizonte in 2014 is the stuff of legend. The Brazilians slapped 7-1 in their own country in a World Cup semi-final. But something else historic happened that day. Going into the last four match, Miroslav Klose was tied with R9 for the most World Cup goals scored. The record was 15, and Klose had matched that in the groups. With this being his last World Cup, he was running out of time. The 36-year-old had started a majority of Germany's games, but it wasn't quite clicking. Come the semi-final, he was determined to get the job done and in front of the Brazilian fans. And this was the moment. 23 minutes in. Thomas Muller peeled in from the left, laid it off, and after Klose's first shot was saved, the follow-up was fired in. And just look what it meant. The record was his. 16 goals across 4 tournaments, and the phenomenon that was Ronaldo Nazario de Lima was bumped into second place. All of Klose's doubters silenced. Germany scored another 5 goals. The home fans were in tears, and it became perhaps the most famous scoreline in World Cup history. In amongst all that, Klose's record-breaking moment often goes forgotten. But when you think of the players below him on the list, individual achievements don't get much better.
Good tune. Welcome back to World Cup Game Day live from Miami. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. In a minute, we'll say hello to 2 superstars. First, the answer to no Googling. The question was Kylian Mbappe has played 20 World Cup matches in his career. Only ever lost 2 of those. Obviously, one was against Argentina on pens in the last final. Who's the other one, DB? They lost 1-0. Group stages of the 2022 World Cup.
Tunisia.
Is the right answer. Well done. Good work. Right, still to come, former England assistant coach Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank will be with us in the studio. We've got him for a whole hour. But now it's time to get all the very latest from the England camp with Enterprise Rent a Car.
On England's Corner, on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Enterprise Rent a Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Yes, joining us now is former England captain, our mate, the wonderful Stuart Pearce, alongside talkSPORT's brilliant England correspondent, Faye Carruthers. Good to see you both. Good morning.
Good to see you. I think we didn't get the dress memo, did we? Really?
No.
We had them yesterday,
You
so
did,
I
but
knew.
we ignored it.
Coming.
That's the difference. What do you think, Faye?
I love it. I
In
said to you
Miami,
earlier.
like when in Rome, right?
Absolutely. The pink socks as well
Yeah,
are
by the way,
incredible.
that's pot luck, by the way, because I'm colourblind, so it's just, that. Like, the fact they match.
You can tell you're colourblind.
I say that as a compliment. Thank you very much. Are you all right? You good? When did you get? So we've all been here for a bit. When did you arrive?
Late last night.
Okay.
So, but this is like coming full circle for us because we started off in Miami at the beginning of June for the Florida series, which seems like such a long time ago. So yeah, it's good. It's good to be back. We always wanted to get ourselves to the quarterfinal, didn't we?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Big
Looking
bit.
forward
Well,
to
we
it.
thought it was going to be Brazil, didn't we?
We did.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
how it looked. But
we made it and they didn't. So who cares?
Thank you.
Are you enjoying the travel? Before we talk about the football, you enjoying it? It's a long time to be away from your family, right? Beginning of June, you're
Yes,
away
I've
from.
been out, I think, 40 days today.
You are
and
kidding.
I took my 16th flight yesterday from Kansas to here. So, yeah, I think it'll be about 21 flights by the time I get home. I'll have done. It's a hell of a lot of travel.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's pinch me, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get to cover a World Cup, crossing America. It's amazing.
Where have you been, Faye?
Everywhere.
Can you name them?
Yes, I
Go.
literally. So Florida, we went to Tampa, Miami, Tampa, Orlando, Kansas, which is where England are based. So I always go back to Kansas each time. Dallas was the first game, Boston second game, New York third game, then Atlanta for the 32, the Azteca in Mexico for the 16, which was incredible. And then back to Miami.
For the Azteca, were you on the pitch for that, or were you up in the
Yeah,
stand? You were on the
I was
pitch.
just behind to the left of Jordan Pickford's goal in the first half. So there's a couple of stills doing the rounds that a friend sent me taken from the television of when Jordan made that save that he tipped round the post from the header, and my face, I'm just puffing my cheeks out like couldn't believe it.
So let me ask you, because everyone we speak to, I'm guessing it's very much like when you go to a concert, right? When you're on the pitch, it's a totally different vibe and totally different sound to when you're up in the... So everyone I've spoke to, everyone connected to talkSPORT has been in the stand for that. You're on the pitch. What was it like down there, the noise?
Another level. At one point, just after they'd scored their first goal, Jim Proudfoot threw to me. I couldn't hear him. And I think I said it at the time. I was like, I can barely hear you, Jim. Don't know what you said, but because it was that deafening. And usually, I watch a game with one earphone on, one earphone off, because you don't fully get the experience otherwise. But I've never, in 25 years working in football, never experienced an atmosphere like that. It was absolutely incredible. My ears were ringing when I went to bed that night, and it was.
It must have been tough to go to sleep that night. The rush, the adrenaline rush, Stuart, right?
To be fair, there's only a handful of games that you can look back on, either being involved in it or being on the outside of it and think that's memorable for life. And this is one of them. And the players will have that for life.
Can you remember? I don't mean that in a rude way, but for argument's sake, when you played the Euros in '96, when you played the World Cup in '90, like big moments for England, can you actually remember what it was like to be on the pitch, or is your memory just of when you watch it back on telly?
No, I think sometimes you can on the pitch. I remember in Euro '96, in the game against Holland, I was marking Johan Cruyff's son, Jordi Cruyff, and he said to me, when it went 4-1, he looked at me and went, I cannot believe this. And I think I'd give him some advice. Well, you better. The F word come out, believe it. You better flipping believe it, you know what I mean? But little things you can remember. But over a whole career, and Bentley will be the same, you probably can only really recall a handful of things that really stick in your mind.
Okay. Listen, let's hear some of your great chats, Faye. You've recently caught up with Anthony Barry, the England assistant manager. You discussed the admiration for England manager Thomas Tuchel. Let's have a listen.
He's world class. A chance to win trophies. I think if you're with Thomas, you have a chance to win the biggest prizes. So for me, they were firstly the two main things: the chance to be successful, the chance to learn off somebody that's world class, and then as the relationship evolved, obviously now we have a personal relationship, which is quite nice for me, hopefully nice for him as well. But we work so close together on a daily basis. We spend more time together than I do with my wife and my kids, but that's also part of the job and the responsibility. So it's just a gift to be around Thomas as much as I am, to share ideas with him, to build a team with him, to watch him work the way he's working in this tournament. I can only say it's a privilege to watch an elite manager in his sweetest moment, in his perfect environment of competition at the highest level that brings the best out of Thomas, and to be alongside him and to support him in any way I can. And for me, I feel totally privileged for that.
Faye, there was a moment. It was after the Mexico game, actually. Obviously, the famous clip of John Stones. It looks like he's done his shoulder in, but of course he brings it up in time for the music. And you see Thomas Tuchel's reaction, which is absolutely lovely. You're on the inside with the England camp. We're not. We're on the outside, so we get a completely different view as to how we think they are with whatever manager seems to be in charge of the national team. You were there with Southgate. You're now with Thomas. Do you notice a difference between the players and the manager this time around?
Yeah, I mean, look, they all loved Gareth Southgate. Obviously, those who didn't start didn't love him as much as those who did. But you know, we will always, and Stuart and I have talked at length about this, and Adrian always. So much credit has to go to Gareth Southgate about what he did and how he reconnected the England players with the England fans. Behind the scenes in the dressing room, the players love Thomas's sense of humour, but I also think they love his honesty. And if somebody's not going to play or has a different role, they all came into this knowing what their role is, and they really respect that because it manages their expectations. Dan Burn, perfect example of that. You know, he knew he was coming for a certain purpose because that's what Thomas had told him, so he was ready. He knew that he was probably going to have to come on in a circumstance like we saw at the Azteca. It's important, that clarity of role in many ways, so that you don't get the discontent behind the scenes. But his face when he turns around, and obviously everybody else was in on the joke because they've seen that John Stones has done it before, and his face when he just almost has his hands on his head and, you know, look back like, oh no, I've lost another one, and then realising and going over and giving him a hug, you know, that's all genuine. He's really funny. He's a funny person to be around, Thomas, isn't he? He's got a great sense of humour, and the players really enjoy his company.
Faye, let me ask you then, because I agree with you. I think Gareth did a fantastic job in terms of uniting the press and the fans in the England national team. Almost felt like people fell back in love with the England national team. But they do seem to love Thomas Tuchel. Being around the camp like you are, have you sensed a difference in terms of... I spoke to Jim yesterday and he felt like it feels different, especially after that Mexico game, that, OK, hold on, there's a real opportunity here. Does it feel different for you being in and around the camp?
Yeah, I said right from the beginning, I said this to Stu, from the minute we came out and leading into the tournament as well, I felt like we were going to get to the final. I've in my head said, I'm here for 7 weeks. And the players feel that, and Thomas Tuchel feels that. And he's brought in, and I'm not saying that Gareth Southgate didn't have a winning mentality at all. I'm not saying that, and I hate the comparison because they're different. But he definitely has there's a slightly different mentality to it. This is the plan. This is how we are compartmentalising that plan. This is how we're going to achieve what we want to, which is putting that second star on the shirt, and breaking it down really systematically.
I think as well, when we talk about it, it's... and I find this sad, maybe. We look back at Gareth and we compare him with Thomas Tuchel. I don't think we should be doing that, you know. I think we should say... The building blocks have been put in place since St George's Park had been built and whatever back in 2012. The English Football Association is going like that at all levels. We're improving at all levels, and it's a matter of time before we get our hands on the big prize. And I just see it as that linear... Natural
progression.
Exactly that.
But I don't want to state the obvious, but you need a manager with a winning mentality, and the only way you get a winning mentality is to have won. And Thomas Tuchel has won and Gareth Southgate hadn't. Could that be the difference, do you think? I'll ask you first, Stuart.
Time will tell. You know, if we go into the Norway game and get them beaten, how does... it's typical. It's either the baby out with the bathwater again, you know what I mean? Oh, complete disaster. Gareth could have got us to this level. Yeah. You know, we've not played a team that's been above us in the world rankings yet at this tournament. So I'm always, like, quite open-minded. I back... on the route up there, you know, but manage expectation, and then afterwards, if things don't go so well, I like to manage expectations and try and turn around and explain why we've probably fell slightly short when we have, if we do.
Okay. While we've got here, Faye, I should ask the latest on Mark Gurley, Declan Rice and Reece James. Where are we at with those three?
So Declan has an illness, so that's why he's been kept away from the rest of
What is it? I read about that this morning. What is it?
Bit of a stomach bug is what we're being told.
Know the feeling?
I don't need to know details, to be honest.
I bet you do with Declan, though, right? One rule for one.
Mark Gay, he's a slight hamstring problem. Being told minor, but then we were told that Reece James's hamstring problem was minor, and he's been out for 3 weeks now. So that is a concern. I'll find out later. I'm going to Inter Miami's training complex to watch the 15 minutes of matchday -1 training that we get to see. So we'll see whether they're both out then, and see if Reece James is out, because he still hasn't been out again. And
Can I say, sorry, Dee, I know you want a question. Just going back to Declan, so he's not even training with the first team?
No, he's just training
on his own?
Separately, on his own, but that's just precautionary because...
That's because of the stench, I think, from that stomach bug. No more than that. Oh, no, sorry, Declan. Oh, I thought we were talking about you still.
Say what you want. At least I've got something in common with Declan Rice now, right?
Piercy, I always find it strange when people say it's a minor hamstring, because I don't always think there's never a minor hamstring, is it?
No.
Because you know as well as I do, the moment you go to sprint without thinking is when it turns from minor to major.
Yeah.
So that would concern me a little bit when they're saying he's got to manage a minor hamstring, because again, it never really works.
Yeah, there's certain words that you associate with injuries that the alarm bells ring if you played the game. Hamstrings one and Achilles is another.
Yeah.
They're real concerns for me when I hear that associated.
I have to say, when Bukayo Saka had that tackle and was limping, he was limping around for about 5 to 10 minutes against Mexico with that having had a tackle, and you immediately think about his Achilles. But again, some of these are manageable.
Yeah.
So it depends. He might have just felt a tweak, and minor is just a bit of a tweak. You know.
Right.
But again, the medical department, they're smart. They're not going to come out unless he's ruled out of the tournament.
Yeah.
Why would you give your opposition any kind of sign of weakness?
Yeah, you're so right. I mean, I've got minor diarrhea, but it's still done.
Oh my!
But you don't carry on about it.
By the way, I haven't. I'm just carrying that joke through. I'm absolutely fine, by the way. All right? It's a minor stomach upset. Faye, we're going to let you go. Is that right?
Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. By the way, before I let you go, what a great job you've done for talkSPORT. It's a long time you're away from your family, so it's tough, but you're doing above and beyond, so keep up the great work for us.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Right, that was a look at all the very latest in the England camp with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. They're here for it.
On England's Corner on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
Faye, that's our lovely face. She was just thanking everyone. Thanks, see you soon. How nice is that? We're going to have a quick break. We're saying goodbye to Faye, obviously, and we've got more from Stuart Pearce. We've got Jimmy Floyd, Hasbank, Rio Ferdinand on today's show. Make sure you stay where you are. More from all of us right after this.
I think you're underestimating Bruno Guimaraes. I mean, you can look at the figures and say, yeah, not brilliantly impressive, but every Newcastle fan will tell you he's the heartbeat of their team.
Yeah, that's Newcastle, though, Jeff. Jeff, we're not Newcastle United.
Oh,
right?
Joe, don't be arrogant. Do not be arrogant, pal.
What do you mean not be arrogant? We're Premier League champions.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I don't want him at the club.
Yeah, you're Premier League champions now. You're Premier League champions now. Let's come on in 12 months' time and find out if you're going to say the same thing if you're not Premier League champions then.
Jeff, of course we're Premier League champions. We just won it a few months ago. Come on, you know?
Yeah.
So you got to give us a bit of time. What I'm saying is, good player, but I don't want him to be the marquee signing. If he is the marquee signing, I'm going to be upset.
Well, I tell you what, Joe, shouldn't you be worried? You're talking about marquee signings. Aren't you concerned about financial fair play? Or the equivalent of as it is now? And you busting the rules.
Get rid of get rid of everyone you need to get rid of to make it happen. Because if you're spending 60 mil on a player, then that means people need to go as well, right? Get rid of, we've just spoken about Norgard. If you don't like him, get rid of
Trossard,
him.
Gabriel Jesus.
We're hearing Trossard. Get rid of all of them. You know, to be fair, I do like Trossard. And if it was up to me, I'd get rid of Martinelli instead. But get rid of who you need to get rid of. Then we can start talking business. But this better not be the marquee signing.
I do the marquee signing, but I agree that Arsenal need a left winger. Do you know what I mean? Don't spend 80 million on Guimaraes and then you can't afford to go and buy, like, if Barcola's available, for instance, Joel, and he's worth 100. You know, you need a top left winger, don't you, on that side?
100%. And that's what I want to see. I want to see someone. Look, the reality is if Marcus Rashford was available at a good price, I would probably go for him. As long as, you know, it doesn't unbalance the team, because he's a great player. And the reason why I say unbalance the team is because, you know, you heard of the stuff at United before, how he was over there when things weren't going his way or things were a bit down. So I think it would be a good move for us to go in there and get him.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win. This summer, talkSPORT is bringing you live and official coverage of every game of the FIFA World Cup 2026. And to celebrate, we're giving away £26,000 guaranteed. Go to win.talksport.com to enter now, and you could win 26 grand in your hand, tax-free. Enter now, and you could be the next to get that winning feeling, courtesy of talkSPORT Win. Find out how to enter now at win.talksport.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to World Cup Game Day live on talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, Stuart Pearce, brought to you by Enterprise Rent a Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. We're coming live from Miami. I don't know if you picked any of that up when we came back. Well, we were just talking about what we're doing this afternoon. Bentley's going to see some crocs.
Alligators.
Yeah. You're going on the Everglades.
I'm looking forward to that. Really looking forward to it. You're obviously not coming because
I'm going to watch the football. I'm dedicated. I'm going to watch the football.
Yeah, but watch it on your phone and on the boat.
I don't want to. I want to watch it in a pub.
Of dedication, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. I need to eat.
Yeah.
Stuart, you've been there already, right?
Yeah, I went there a couple of years ago to the Everglades. Fantastic, really good. But I've been down to Key West and Key Largo at the start of this trip, so I bolted a sort of couple of days break on before.
Did you see any?
I've not seen any yet.
Yeah, see, that's the
not
thing.
seen any alligators yet. He will definitely see them.
Why'd you say that?
Because they know where they are. There is absolutely millions of alligators.
Do you think the reason you didn't is because they went, Stuart Pearce,
Psycho.
keep your head down?
I mentioned I knew you two as well, and they still nothing to see here.
Right, still to come. Former England defender, the legend, is Rio Ferdinand's going to join us live from LA. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank will be with us in the studio in about 10-15 minutes' time. But just quickly, men's semi-finals day at Wimbledon. Watching for talkSPORT is Lisa O'Sullivan.
Well, Alexander Zverev is already through to the final. Jannik Sinner and Novak Djokovic playing each other for the right to face him. It's a familiar situation for the pair of them. They're just the second pair of players in the Open era to contest 3 Wimbledon singles semi-finals. At the moment, we're tiptoeing towards a first set tiebreak. 4 games all in the first.
Good work. Right, let's take a look at the latest odds with our friends at Bet365.
On the ball, on talkSPORT with Bet365. This summer, Bet365 are bringing you more offers than ever before. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Yes, time to say hello to Steve Freeth from Bet365. He joins us on the show. Steve-O, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, lads. Hi, Andy.
How you doing? Right, there's a bit of a delay, so I'll jump straight in for my first question. France, of course, are the first team into the last 4. What are the odds that they go on to win it?
Yeah, quite short now, Andy. They're actually odds on to reach the final at 8-15 and into 6-4 to win their 3rd World Cup crown. And the odds suggest a semi-final meeting with Spain. of course. England and Argentina are both 9-2 in the outright, with them looking prime for a semi-final showdown as well in Atlanta. I suppose 16-1 Norway, 33-1 Belgium, and 33-1 Switzerland will have something to say about that.
Steve, another clean sheet for Mike Mannion last night. The Golden Glove odds, how are they looking?
Yeah, interesting market this, Darren. It's not really about clean sheets, actually. So it's not about the goalkeeper that keeps the most clean sheets, because I suppose that Unai Simon would be home and hosed already. But Magnussen's not that far behind. I think he's just conceded 2 goals. So we'll see what happens there. He's the 2-1 favourite currently, with Simon at 5-2. Emi Martinez, he's 5-1. Jordan Pickford at 6. But I don't know about you, Darren. I don't think we've seen an outstanding keeper so far in this tournament. I still think this is wide open.
Do you know, I don't think we have, but do you know who I've really enjoyed? Vosinha, Cape Verde's goalkeeper. I thought he's probably the one that leaves this tournament with a lot of credit. And I think I read the other day he's had 2 offers from Brazil as well, so that's a fantastic story.
He's still in the betting, Darren, at 33-1. And I think he still has a chance of winning that, even though he was out long ago, because there has been no outstanding keeper. And it's a great storyline as well. But let's see what the committee says who choose this award.
Steve, I'm going to change codes here, mate. Tell me the betting for Wigan versus Warrington tonight, my team.
Really? Wigan against Warrington? Well, okay, that's interesting. No, -8.
I just want to see if he's on the ball.
Yeah, Wigan are short to win this at 4-11, with Warrington at 2-1. You're going to go on the handicap, Stu. It's +8.5 Warrington, 8-11. It looks like there's been a little bit of money for that, and we're not expecting many points. Oh, I suppose we are. Under and over 48.5 points in the game this evening.
Thank you, my friend. Is that okay?
Well, we are in World Cup Game Day live mode, not Wigan v
Warrington.
Yeah, I can't pronounce those words.
I'm watching the split screens this afternoon. I've got the World Cup game on and the Wigan game on against Warrington.
If that appears on my screen, it will then be split. Let's go on to young player of the tournament odds. Who are the favourites for that one, Steve-O?
Yeah, Andy. Lamine Yamal's in a strange spot here. He still qualifies, obviously, for being the young player, but I suppose he has one foot in the actual golden ball itself. So, he is favoured at 2-1 to win this. Is he too good to actually win the young player? Last 2 players to have won this, by the way, Enzo Fernandez and Kylian Mbappe. So whoever wins it will be in good stock, you would suggest. Doué is the second favourite at 5-2. Manzambi, we're all waiting to see how injured he is. I don't think he'll play again personally, but he's still in the betting at 9-2. You don't necessarily have to win the tournament to actually win this award, so look out for that. And also Nico O'Reilly, I'll also mention him, the 21-year-old who's still eligible for this. He's 10-1 to be FIFA Young Player of the World Cup.
And Steve, last one from me. The big one tomorrow, of course, England-Norway. Are England strong favourites against Norway?
Yeah, touch of odds on, Darren. There has been a little bit of money for Norway. So they're into 3-1 to win in 90 minutes. We're expecting goals. Over 2.5 is 8-11. As bookmakers, we need to keep Kane and Haaland quiet. So Kane to score 2, Haaland to score 2, 33-1. If that happens, I think I'm putting the shutters down.
Do you want to pull the shutters down? Do you want that to happen?
Yeah, I'd rather speak to you guys next week, in all honesty. I think we've built on a good relationship.
Yeah, okay. I hope you lose all your money. Thanks for coming on. Those are the latest odds with Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 18+ gambleware.org.
On the ball on talkSPORT with Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and check out more offers than ever before this summer. 18+ gambleware.org.
Stuart, let me ask you what you're doing at 8 p.m. tonight. There's a reason I'm asking.
8 p.m. I'm going to the press conference, and after that we're
UK time, so 3 p.m. our time here.
3 p.m. I'm going to sit in my bedroom and I'm going to have the Spain game on.
Yeah.
And on my laptop, I'm going to have the Wigan versus Warrington game on.
You know what commentary you can use for that?
Go on.
Live on talkSPORT 2. Wigan Warriors.
Live on talkSPORT 2.
What do you make of that?
That's fantastic.
That tells you there's no sport in the world, right? Just the World Cup. Right, we're going to have a quick break. You'll stay with us?
I am staying with you. I
Okay.
think I've got 15 minutes.
Good. Okay, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank will be with us. We'll all be professional. Maybe turn your phone off this time.
That was yours that vibrated, you
more
liar.
than the three of us.
Honestly, the cheek.
Right after this. See you in a sec.
Before I get on to Norway, I have to ask you, because I've seen so many stills, amazing photographs that you are going to have to get framed and put at home. But that moment where Raul Jimenez was going for his overhead kick and you put your head in, there's a brilliant moment in commentary between Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce where Jim said he almost got his teeth kicked out there. And Stu said something along the lines of, I don't think he'd have cared about that. What was going through your head?
I've played against Jimenez like many times, and I know he always likes an overhead kick if he can set it up. So just when the ball was there, and it's kind of one of them where you're just throwing yourself in front of it, like safely. You can still do it safely. Do you know what I mean? I knew I wasn't going to get it right in the face, but as I said, it was at that point it's just you're giving everything for the team, and you know how hard they've worked. So you're just wanting to show your part. So yeah, I made a nice little highlight.
Yeah, and you talked about the specialism and why Thomas Tuchel's brought you in. Jeff Stelling has also said he thinks you should start against Norway because of what you've done against Erling Haaland in the past. I think he's only scored 1 goal past you. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, 1 goal. I do enjoy playing against Erling purely just from a physical point of view. Like I quite like that sort of physical battle, and I get on well with him on the pitch. Like we do get on quite well, although you'd have to ask him if he thinks the same thing. But yeah, like if I'm asked to do that, I'd be more than ready and more than happy to do that. But obviously I also know that we've got sort of 4 other centre-halves who are also top quality players and have played this whole tournament because of that too. So
I've seen a picture of you both grappling and it didn't look like you were friends, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I was going to say it might be different between England and Norway, but between Newcastle and City it wasn't maybe as fierce as this could be.
The 1982 World Cup gave us maybe the biggest redemption story in football. But to truly appreciate the rise of Paolo Rossi, we also have to understand his fall. 4 years earlier, in 1978, a 21-year-old Rossi was the next big thing in Italian football. His poacher's instinct in front of goal earned him a reputation, and he was constantly surrounded. Despite that, Rossi scored 3 goals as Italy secured a 4th-place finish. Then, in 1980, Italy was rocked by one of the most famous match-fixing scandals in football history, Toto Nero. It started when a market trader in Rome approached a restaurant owner whose venue was popular with professional footballers. The plan was simple: run an illegal betting operation where the public placed bets, not knowing that the players who ate at the restaurant were getting a cut to deliver certain results. The house and the players would always win. And it was all being run out of a Roman eatery. When a whistleblower went to the police, though, Rossi was suspended from football for 3 years. He consistently denied being involved and eventually had his ban reduced to 2 years. That allowed him to join Juventus for the final 3 games of the 82 season and win Serie A. And in those 3 games, Italy manager Enzo Bezzo saw a spark. Rossi was included in the World Cup squad and then the starting 11. In the groups, he did nothing. No goals, no assists, and the Italian public was begging for him to be dropped. Bear in mind, he'd played the likes of Peru and Cameroon and okay, Argentina. By the way, spot the very young Diego Maradona. Then, out of nowhere, he got a hat-trick against Brazil, another 2 in the semi-finals, and the opener in the final. Not only did he lift the trophy, he won the Golden Boot and the Golden Ball. It was maybe the biggest one-tournament turnaround the World Cup has ever seen. The whole story is so gloriously Italian, and considering he never played in a World Cup ever again, maybe it's one of football's greatest fairy tales.
And well, welcome back to our number 2. You're listening to World Cup Game Day on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent and Stuart Pearce. We're live from Miami. In a moment, we'll say hello to our next guest. Still to come on the show, former England defender Rio Ferdinand will join us live from LA. But first, England, of course, are in a World Cup quarter-final against Norway. It's tomorrow night. And, of course, it's a game you can hear live right here on talkSPORT.
The Three Lions off and running. Come on, England. Stands up a ball and a diving header is in. And England silence yes, Jagger.
I'm aware of the responsibility. I'm aware of the pressure that I carry along with all the other players.
Harry, your country needs you here. You've got to put this away. Right foot in, he has.
On the occasion, the team, everything against us, we found a way.
It's a dawn of a new era, and we do have an elite manager, and we have got some elite players.
We're going to win the World Cup, Bex?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Bex. England take on Norway in the World Cup quarter-finals. It's tomorrow night. It's live right here on talkSPORT. Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot, Stuart Pearce will bring you live commentary of that one here in Miami. Kickoff is at 10 p.m. Now, Stuart is still with us for more on that. A man who reached the 1998 World Cup semi-finals with the Netherlands, was Gareth Southgate's assistant with England. He's the man from Del Monte today. I am talking about former Netherlands striker Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank joins us. Jimmy, good afternoon, good morning to you. Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm good. I don't mind that Del Monte kind of intro. It's a little bit like...
We used to have a programme on in the UK as well about a barber in Brixton. His name was Pork Pie. You also look at... You know what I mean?
I'll take that as well.
You know
then.
that programme?
The actual show was called Desmond's.
Desmond, sorry. That was a character was Pork Pie, wasn't it?
I know that show, Desmond. I know that show.
Jim, you dressed really well today. You look lovely.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, man.
You too. You're looking good.
Are you
looking good?
What about Benty? You miss Benty out?
Benty needs his 1-2 sorting out, but I like his flip-flops.
You're not happy with them?
I like his flip-flops.
Jimmy, who's dressed better today, me or Benty? Honestly.
Let's not go into that. Let's not go into that.
Oh, you don't upset Benty.
No.
Are you enjoying Miami? How long have you been here? When did you land?
I've just landed. I've just arrived.
Today?
So, this morning.
Oh, wow. Okay. From where? Where'd you fly in from?
From LA.
Okay. How long's that flight?
5 hours.
How you feeling? You good?
All good. Ready to go.
How excited are you about the prospect of this game tomorrow?
Yeah, very actually. Two good sides. Norway is really surprising a lot of people. Well, they are surprising me how good they were against Brazil. A little bit lucky here and there, because if Guimarães scores the penalty, it's a totally different game. But they didn't give a lot of chances away. And then you have the crazy one at the top. If you give him chances in the box, he's lethal and he will score goals. So, two really good sides. My favorite is still England, should win. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it will be a cracking game.
Jimmy, what did you make of the performance from England in Mexico?
I think Mexico played better. Mm-hmm. If you're honest, Mexico played better with the ball. Football is not being played only with the ball. I think England showed a lot of character and were lethal at really important moments. Saka didn't have his best game, but still came up with a great moment where he gave Bellingham a great assist. But England does need those players like the Sakas, like Gordon, who's playing a lot better now, to play their best football.
Let me ask you both. I'll come to you, Stuart. You've both played in World Cup semi-finals. What's it like preparing for a quarter-final match? Does it feel any different to any other game before in the tournament?
I think the only slight difference this week will be England went into that Mexico game with, you know, a mentality of a bit of adversity, high altitude, all of those types of things. So they probably, whilst they were probably with the bookmakers slight favourites against Mexico, they went in as a sort of underdog mentality. This game's totally different. You know, they've had a brilliant result in Mexico. They've got to make sure that they don't drop off slightly because they're going into this game thinking we're favourites to win this game. And you know what football's like, it catches you out if you've got that mentality.
Jim, did you feel different going into your quarter-final?
No, not really. It's one of those matches that, you know, get to the semi-final. You know, I think we were playing Yugoslavia, and it was a tight game. And Edgar Davids, I think, came up with a winner, last-minute winner. But listen, these guys are going to approach this game just the way that they have to, and very relaxed. You can see that the atmosphere in the camp is very good. And quite relaxed. Yes, they're going to be the favorite. Yes, they have to approach it differently. You don't want to play too much in your own half and in your own box. You have to keep Haaland away, as far possible away from your box. So, yeah, the approach will be different, but I think they will really relish the opportunity. Really be happy that they are in the opportunity to go to a semi-final, and you have to find a way to enjoy it, you know. And I think that's what they're going to do.
Piercy, how many more gears do you think England have got first and foremost, and have we seen the very best of them yet?
How many have they got remains to be seen. I think that as a level of performance, it can get better, and more importantly, it's going to have to get better to get their hands on the trophy. I think. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it has to get better, and I've seen them from close. They have got a lot more in them. They have got a lot more in them. It's just that belief. I've seen them playing a lot better. Look, they're digging in, they're fighting, and that performance against Mexico, that said a lot about their character. But they can play football a lot better. They have got so many quality players. It just needs to come together and to be unleashed.
Stuart, let me ask you, I know it's such a football cliche, but how difficult is it to take one game at a time? When you get to, for argument's sake, the World Cup semi-final, are you sat in that dressing room thinking, we're not just one game away, I could be lifting the World Cup?
You get to a semi-final, all of a sudden you think the big prize is just in front of you, you know, in a semi-final. But I think when you're in the quarterfinals, you're looking at the final, but it's for other people around. It's for people like us to speculate, you know, about the route to the final, about the semi-final, and talk about it a bit further. But I think most teams at the moment will be sat and looking at the challenge in front of them at quarter-final level. And at this moment in time, there was 4 seeds in this World Cup, and they're all in it.
Yeah.
You know, and they're all still in the competition, and one of them's in the semi-final, France of yesterday. So it's going to seed at the moment.
Yeah, and there is always a surprise, you know. But coming back to your question to PC, I remember, you know, in '98, Aaron Winter was always saying, we're going to win it, we're going to win it. Yes, you do think at the next game, but he was saying, always to us all, we're going to win it. I feel it in my bones. We are playing the best. We are going to win. We can't be. Nobody can beat us. Nobody up until the semi-final where we got beaten by penalties. But that belief of us, it was there, you know. And you have to have that belief.
Yeah.
Even though you have to think about your next game and concentrate only that next game. But you have to believe that you can get to that last little bit.
Sure. In the group phase, of course, the games come thick and fast. We've had a week off. We will have had a week off. Last Saturday was the game. The game is now tomorrow. That's only a good thing at this stage after such a long Premier League for most players, Premier League season, and at this stage of the competition, a whole week off. That's just good. There's no negative side to that, right?
It would depend on how the last game went, I think. It was such a slog in Mexico, both mentally and physically. I think the few days off that we've had leading into this one can only be a good thing, because it was a tough ask, Mexico. The travelling, dipping into there, the altitude, all of those types of things. They've had to go to the wire, to be honest with you, down to 10 men, all those things thrown in. Having an extra day or so to come into this quarter-finals is an absolute must.
Okay. Both think we're going to win it, Jimmy?
I do think so, yes.
Okay.
I don't think that it will be easy. I think it will be quite close, but I think we will have too much for Norway.
Score?
We will.
Yeah, I've been part of it, haven't I? I want England to do well. I really want England.
What will the score be, Jim?
2-1 England.
Stuart?
I think England will win 2-0. And then we reassess our focus if we're taking on the Argentinians or whoever in the semi-final.
That's the game, right? That's the game we all want to see.
I'm jumping the gun here, but I think England will be all right against Argentina. I've seen,
Hold that thought.
Honestly,
we'll have that discussion in a moment. Yeah. All right. Okay. Stuart, we're going to let you go. Is that right?
I'm afraid so. Yeah, there's a big rugby match on shortly. So
the one that's live on talkSPORT 2.
The one on talkSPORT 2 that you're suggesting not many are tuning. You'll be surprised.
I would be very surprised. Yeah. I'm surprised it's one now. I thought it was none, but it's going to be you. Enjoy your afternoon. Enjoy tomorrow. I don't know if we're seeing you in the morning here. Are we before the game?
You coming in? I don't think so. Okay. But well, if you're desperate for me, give me a shout.
We're always
I'll
desperate.
Put my phone on silent.
We're always desperate. Enjoy the game tomorrow if we don't see you. Thanks for coming on. So many big names coming up. We say goodbye to one. We say hello to another one in just a moment. Former England defender, 6-time Premier League winner with Manchester United, Rio Ferdinand, will be joining us live on the show right after this.
We all expected, okay, we need to beat Croatia by 3 goals. We need to go and beat Ghana by 3, and then we should beat Panama by 5. We should beat Congo by 5. But what's it like in a tournament? It's not always the case, is it?
No, definitely not. You know, it's funny when I see, the betting, things, before the game, and I'm thinking this is not what we expect, on the pitch. I know that England are favorite against Norway, but when you look at Norway, they look really, really strong, as a unit, as a team. Of course, they have weakness, but England must be aware that if they don't get the position of the ball in this game, and this is where I agree with Troy Deeney, for example. I think with the player they have, England, they should be more confident with the ball. They should show more commitment with the ball, and composure as well. And this is where, something is missing.
Yeah. Well, we shall see if we can show that. I mean, if you look, on paper.
I'm just sorry to disturb you, Jeff, but for this game, England against Norway, I'm just wondering, if Norway get the ball, is it what England wants into this game, waiting, sit back, trying to play in counter-attack, or try to get the ball, the position of the ball, and try to conduct and manage, this game? So this is, for me, one of the key of this game. Yeah. Are you going to react with the ball and without the ball?
I mean, it's interesting because Norway had a lot more possession of the ball against Brazil than most people had imagined they would do.
Although the tactics of Ancelotti, though, did he say leave them with it?
Yeah.
I don't think we should do that. I think we should go after them. I really do.
Yeah, pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Text from Ryan. He said, Bellingham's been very good, but I think Arsenal's Morgan Rogers should get a chance in the next game. Ryan, dream on.
130 million, please.
Yeah, Bruno Guimaraes is going there.
Cash.
I just don't see Rogers going there as well.
ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win. This summer, talkSPORT is bringing you live and official coverage of every game of the FIFA World Cup 2026. And to celebrate, we're giving away £26,000 guaranteed. Go to win.talksport.com to enter now, and you could win 26 grand in your hand, tax-free. Enter now, and you could be the next to get that winning feeling, courtesy of talkSPORT Win. Find out how to enter now at win.talksport.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to World Cup Game Day live on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, and the second or even third best paddle player in the room, Jimmy Floyd Hasselblank. brought to you by Burger King Burger Buddies. Iconic winners delivered in the box every time. Order now on the BK app. Before we came back, we were in an ad break, and Jimmy was giving Benty advice on how to play the perfect paddle shot, and then Benty just turned around and said, "He's never beaten me." That's like Jimmy. That's like me telling you how to kick a ball.
Because I always take the weaker player so that he feels better.
Okay.
It's not true, that.
Yeah?
I mean, he's beaten you twice, though.
He hasn't.
Benty?
Are you going to sit here and lie, Jude?
Why would you do that?
He hasn't.
Look at me and swear that he hasn't beaten you twice.
He had Dwight Gale.
No, okay,
who is the best
Who
player.
won?
Who
won?
Hey, let me it's a radio show. It's a talk show. Let me talk.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. He had Dwight Gale, who was the best player. Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, they just won. They just beaten us.
They just beat you twice. Okay, that's enough. Yeah. No more questions. Your witness. Still to come, we'll welcome ex-England defender, the ledge that is Rio Ferdinand, to the show in just a couple of secs. But before that, it's semi-finals day at Wimbledon. Watching for talkSPORT is Lisa O'Sullivan.
And Yannick Sinner has the advantage in the second of the men's semi-finals against Novak Djokovic. He took the first set 6-4, 2 games all in the second. These two last met in Australia in the semi-finals. Novak Djokovic coming through in 5 sets in quite an epic. And Yannick Sinner, the standout player on the tour this year, but he hasn't won a major title. Interestingly, Novak Djokovic fighting for that 25th Grand Slam crown. 2 games all in the second. He trails by a set.
Thank you, Lisa. Right, time now to welcome one of my favourite people on the planet to our show. He won 81 caps for England, represented them at 4 World Cups. He won 6 Premier Leagues and a Champions League with Manchester United. He's none other than the ledge that is former England defender, Rio Ferdinand. Rio, good afternoon to you.
How you doing, guys? How you doing?
We're good. We're very well. Where are you on your way to? We see you in a car. What are you up to?
Yep, I'm in the car. I'm on the way to the Spain-Belgium game right now, so I can't wait to get there, mate. So a little bit of traffic, but we should be there in time.
Okay, good. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on. We're big fans of yours. As you all know, we've got you for half an hour, so we've got lots to talk to you about. And obviously, we're going to talk to you about England. Well, you're laughing. I was told we have got you for half hour. Have we not got you for half hour, Rio?
No, mate, no.
We have now. Right, let's before we look ahead, let's look back. What have you made of England so far? What did you make of that Mexico game?
No, absolutely delighted with the way they played. I think everyone, the guys know in the studio how difficult these games can be when the pressure's on, when the expectations are there, and then you've got all the different circumstances like the climate, etc. So it was a huge game in terms of the mental capacity for the players to deal with, but I thought they were magnificent and they showed a togetherness. And I thought that, again, when you need your big players to step up, your superheroes, we've got 2 of them now in Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane, who that when it's needed, they're comfortable and the team back those guys to go and do it for them.
Reid, do you think that's one of the best performances you've seen from an England side in many a year?
Yeah, because I think with all they had to deal with, I think the crowd, even just the night before the game, all of the stuff that goes with it, the fireworks at the hotel, the madness in the stadium, Mexico, the Azteca. Then again, the expectations of everyone's speak Mexico. You'll be a failure if you don't. The pressure that was on their shoulders, and then having to go and deliver. I thought they were. It was definitely one of the best in my times of watching them playing with England.
Rio, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, the player you used to kick the hell out of. What do you think that they need to improve for the next match?
Yeah, I think elements of control of the game would be good. I'm sure Thomas Tuchel would like a bit more control in the games at times, and to dominate possession and territory. That would be one thing. I think definitely stopping crosses would be a huge thing that they have to get better at, because I think until Jed Spence came on and they went 5 at the back, I still think and even then there were still too many crosses coming in. But I think even throughout the tournament, that's been a thing that people have allowed too much. And when you've got Erling Haaland, who you're going to be playing against in the next game, allowing crosses into the box, I don't care who you've got defending, like we saw against Brazil, he can make things happen.
Really, let me ask you a question then, because how difficult is it when you play against a striker that necessarily doesn't have many touches, is not really involved, but you know in any moment can score a goal, as opposed to a striker that's always busy, that's always buzzing around, getting loads of touches? How difficult is that?
It's a bit like playing against you, Benny. You're not the same player as Erlen, but you didn't care if you didn't have touches. You just was about getting in on goal. Play me in and get me through the middle, or get me on the end of things. And so with that, a defender can switch off concentration-wise because you're not in it. Whereas players that want to go hunting for the ball and are always in and active, they keep you on your toes and they're visible. They're in your mindset all the time. With you, a player like you or Haaland, who we're talking about, when those guys go quiet, the defenders then you have to work on yourself. You're having to talk to yourself. You're having to communicate shit in your own head to stay on your toes and to stay concentrated for that one moment that he's looking for to shoot. And his efficiency is the best. I think it's 11% more than even Messi in this tournament. It's ridiculous the efficiency rate that he's working at. So you have to just be concentrated. And I think, again, for defenders, you can have all the tools and all of the skill set in the world, but if the concentration levels aren't at their maximum all the time, you get your pocket picked at the last minute.
Rio, let me talk to you about our defence. Mark He's 50-50 for tomorrow's game. How much of a loss will he be? And who replaces him? Would you start Dan Burn?
Yeah, I see everybody talking about, I'll start Dan Burn and all that stuff. Yeah, I understand that. I see that. But size doesn't really matter in these situations with someone like Erling Haaland. It's somebody that can get against him. You haven't got to win every header against him. You just got to obstruct him. You've got to put him off his step. If he's getting straight steps to go and attack a ball without a nudge or a push to just put him off, doesn't matter what size you are, he'll beat you to that ball because he's too quick and too strong. But I'm saying, like Mark Gay, that's where Mark Gay is great, and that's where John Stones is great with their experience in being able to, yes, they may be smaller, not as quick, but they do other things that put that player off, and they got the experience. And listen, it's going to be a key decision what the manager does. I think John Stones came on and done it equally as well as Dan Burn. And I'd probably sway for the experience over the height and size.
What would be your back four against Norway?
But if everyone was fit, or with what I've got to play with?
Well, England had to change every game because of different kind of problems. But yeah, if everybody is fit, what would it be?
Yeah, Reece James right back if he's fit. If not, then I'll play Jed Spence. Then I'll play Mark Gay and Konza, and I'll play Nico O'Reilly left back. But if Mark Gay is not fit, I'll play Stones.
And for this game, would you do something different in midfield to protect the back four so that there would be less crosses coming in or less balls in the box?
Yeah, no, I would be very much, I would say, like, get out. I think I used to always think if I played against big strikers or Crouchy or someone who was good from crosses, Alan Shearer. My main conversation as a centre back is with my fullbacks. Get out wide and get his heads down. Do not allow the wing his head up to start put the ball into. Because I think that's the biggest problem. And then it's down to me versus Erling Haaland, or me and my partner versus Erling Haaland. So it's going to be difficult. I think in midfield, I think we can do any of the combinations. I think we'll be able to deal with it. And I think Andy Gordon and whoever he plays on the right, Saka or Madueke, I think they have to be willing to work back and sometimes double up. But also we've got to be that threat on when we get the ball as well. And that's why I think if we can maintain control of the ball and keep the territorial advantage, we start nullifying the effects and impact of an Erling Haaland.
Rio, my last question, you have to answer it with a name. It's either going to be Benty or Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Shut up. Who would you rather defend against? Who's the weaker of the two? Who's easier to mark out the game?
No, that's a bad question. They're two different players. They're so different the way they play. Benty was always running in behind, a nightmare in that sense. He was relying on other players to put him in, and then when he got in, he didn't really miss. And Jimmy was just, man, and I was a bit young. Jimmy was like, he was hard to play against, too strong. And if you give him an inch, he's a goal. His feet were just made of rocks. So difficult player, man, to play against. Anyone who hasn't watched Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank play, please go on YouTube and look at the screamers that this man was scoring, and he was putting big, world-class defenders to sleep.
All right, so what's the answer?
Don't worry, you don't need to answer.
I don't need to answer that, man. We're all buddies, man. We're all friends.
Man, do you not want to answer it?
Rio, you play paddle?
Yeah, I would work both of you. Trust me.
Yeah, come over to Miami. Stop what you're doing.
I've seen the videos. I'll have you lot stretching like you're doing Pilates.
Yeah. I'm waiting for you. Pick your partner. I play with Benty.
I played with Ryan Babel the other day. He was good. With Jolyon Lescott, I played the other day. Crouchy's out here. Crouchy's running. He don't want it, Crouchy.
Crouchy, you say? You're not loving him here.
Crouchy can't live with us, mate. So if you think he's good, then you have got no chance.
All right. Well, let's look up a game when I'm back in the UK.
We'll do it. Rio,
Okay.
we'll let you get on with your Uber driving. Thanks so much for coming on. Enjoy the game and speak to you in a bit, my friend.
Good luck, guys. Take care. Great show.
Cheers, really nice one. Nice one, man.
Thanks, man. There you go. The superstar that is Rio Ferdinand. We're going to have a quick break. More from the three of us. More paddle chat. There won't be any more right after this.
Are France that good, or have they been tested yet?
I think probably a little bit of both. I think they are that good. I think they are, because they showed second half what they can do in tight spaces and there. But I think there needs to be a moment where they will inevitably come up, probably against Spain, hopefully against England, where with their teams, more danger lies ahead. But they kind of, I think it was quite simple for France today.
Mate, they're coasting to the semi-final of the World Cup.
Yeah. Well, they're a good side though. They're a good side. They've got the best player in the world.
Do you know what I like about France? And it's a bit of a throwback. The forwards, when they get the ball, you see a lot of players, number 10s or midfielders. They'll get it and they'll pass it out wide and they'll come back and they'll go out the other side and then you might try and get to the byline. When France win the ball, they stick it into the front three or front four, and they run at you like through the middle of the park. And they just drive with the ball, a bit like what Gaza used to do. And then the game just opens up. And you're looking at it going, as a defender, I'm watching the Moroccans, they're going, how do you defend that? Well, you've got three people running off the ball, and then you've got the player with the ball running at you, straight at you. The second goal they score is just like them just going, well, I'm just going to run through you.
Well, it was 2-0.
Hard to defend again.
It could have been 4 if Mbappe scores that. JP had a chance at the end there, and brilliant, gets on his left foot and then scuffs his shot. And in the end, it was comfortable for France. They really didn't break a sweat. I don't remember their keeper having anything to do at all. There might have been a couple of crosses. I don't remember it. But, yeah, they're that good, mate. And I think they've got a little bit of a fear factor about them because everyone knows how good they are going forward. You cannot allow... They're 2 wide men to run it at full-back 1v1. You can't allow Elise to get on the turn. Even in tight areas, he'll let the ball run across him and he'll turn, he'll flick, and he'll play balls in. And you've got Mbappe, the best player in the world, up top.
What happened in Belo Horizonte in 2014 is the stuff of legend. The Brazilians slapped 7-1 in their own country in a World Cup semi-final. But something else historic happened that day. Going into the last 4 match, Miroslav Klose was tied with R9 for the most World Cup goals scored. The record was 15, and Klose had matched that in the groups. With this being his last World Cup, he was running out of time. The 36-year-old had started a majority of Germany's games, but it wasn't quite clicking. Come the semi-final, he was determined to get the job done and in front of the Brazilian fans. And this was the moment. 23 minutes in. Thomas Muller peeled in from the left, laid it off, and after Klose's first shot was saved, the follow-up was fired in. And just look what it meant. The record was his. 16 goals across 4 tournaments, and the phenomenon that was Ronaldo Nazario de Lima was bumped into second place. All of Klose's doubters silenced. Germany scored another 5 goals. The home fans were in tears, and it became perhaps the most famous scoreline in World Cup history. In amongst all that, Klose's record-breaking moment often goes forgotten. But when you think of the players below him on the list, individual achievements don't get much better.
Welcome back. You're listening to World Cup Game Day on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, live from Miami. Right, time now to look back on the success of the Netherlands in this tournament. Right, enough of that. Still to come, talkSPORT's lead football host, Adrian Durham, will be joining us right here in the studio. But now, England legend Carl Walker joined a very special talkSPORT kickoff show live from Miami earlier on in the week. Explain why he thinks the work of Gareth Southgate is the reason this England squad is thriving under Thomas Tuchel.
With Gareth, I think he probably got the nation to fall back in love with football. With what we did with Russia, with trying to bring, obviously, the media on board and everything like that, and just changing the philosophy or how people will see this England team. I think Gareth started this journey. Now, obviously, there's a lot of us that aren't there anymore that was doing that back in Russia, but there's still key players in that, and John, Harry Kane, Jordan Pickford, Jordan Henderson. These are all key parts of keeping the unit together.
That was Carl Walker from his 2-bedroom house somewhere in England, I think, Miami. Jimmy, it's interesting, though, what he's saying about the fact that the structure, if you like, is down to Gareth Southgate. Is that fair? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think Gareth has been actually a long time with England. and is bedded in a lot of good things. And there was a structure, and there's still a structure, and it's up to Tuchel to build from that and look at things that he doesn't like and try to make them better, and things that he does like and improve them.
You were part of that setup, right?
Yes.
Have you spoke to him recently at all?
I haven't, no.
You haven't?
No.
Okay.
He definitely has. Look at his face.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, Jimmy, look at me. I've done another lie on this show. You're lying about paddle before. Why have you not spoke to him? Is that not strange?
No, not at all. No.
All right. How did that relationship blossom? How did it come about? Did he phone you up and say, come and be a part of my England team?
Yeah, something like that. We spoke about it, and he said, look, and he offered me the job. And
well paid?
Not enough.
Jimmy, do you think Gareth gets enough credit?
No, I don't. And I've always said this. Football is a very strange industry. You know, they forget very quickly, especially when you get success. And people forget when he took over where England was. And what he have done. Let's not forget, yes, a final lost, but never had a final outside of England. You know?
Yeah, but Jim, I don't see that as a success.
No, it is a success because that is where it starts.
But
that is where it starts.
We'd won nothing when he started. We won nothing
that
when he left.
That is where it starts. That is where it starts. Get there first. Get the experience. Get some kind of, you know, people see what you're doing. How long has it taken Arsenal to become champions?
Right.
Yeah. And they got there. Yeah. It will take a little bit, but you will get there.
Okay,
if you
so
keep
with
on
that
doing
in mind,
the right things.
with that in mind, do you think we were wrong to let him go then? Because Arsenal kept hold of Arteta.
I think it was his decision. I think he had enough.
But do you think we should have kept him? Is that what you're alluding to?
Yeah. Yeah. I think at the time, he's done brilliant work. Brilliant work. And you can look at it and you can say, yeah, but this should be better, that should be better. Of course. And he will say the same. I need to do this better, I need to do better.
I disagree with you, Jim.
Okay.
I'll tell you why, because I look at the Mexico game and we go down to 10 men.
Yeah.
And there are other games in the tournament. The first game where we Croatia, right?
Yeah.
We're not winning that game with Gareth Southgate. We're
absolutely crap what you just said.
It's not. I'll tell you what.
Honestly,
let me answer, and then you can have your say on it. Because under Gareth Southgate, and I think anyone that knows football will agree with when you watch his style of football, he will never go for it. He always played too defensive. He played with Phillips and Declan Rice. He was always worried about losing rather than trying to win the game. And we saw that in the two finals he got to. The first one where Luke Shaw scored after 3 or 4 minutes. We didn't go and get it, and it was ours to win. And he, in my opinion, didn't have what it takes as a manager to get us over the line, which is why I think the FA identified that and went out and got a winner, someone that knows what it's like to win.
Okay.
And that, I think, is the difference between a Southgate that gets us to the final and does very well to get us to it, and someone like Thomas Tuchel, who's a winner and is brought in to get us over the line. That step that Gareth couldn't get.
Okay. Well, I hope that you're right, that he gets England over the line and gets England to win. But I disagree with some of your points. We're forgetting that, for instance, one game against Italy away in the group stage, England has never won, or it took I think in the 60s was the last time that England won in Italy. We went 2-0 up, 2-1. Luke Shaw got a yellow card, and we saw that game out as well. So. Short memory. No.
But when you're, let me come back. Let me come back to that.
Can I now answer your question?
You can, but let me just respond to that, because you're saying that is a yardstick of we hadn't beaten Italy for such a long time. And my point is, if we don't win the World Cup, you can't look back and say, but we beat Mexico. He did beat Mexico. They'd never lost a World Cup game in the Aztec Cup.
No, you're giving an example of Mexico, and you said this would not happen with Gareth.
I'm saying a trophy.
That's what you're saying.
Success.
So I'm giving you an example.
A trophy success.
Hold on. But England hasn't won yet a trophy.
I know, so it's no success.
But you're giving an example. You're giving an example of something, and I'm giving you the same example. But because it's Gareth Southgate, it's not good enough for you. But it's the same example.
In any manager, any level, if they don't win a trophy, they're not successful. That's a fact.
Well, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Keith Andrews at Keith Andrews at Brentford is a success.
Sorry. There is a subsection. Depending on the expectation.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But the expectation of England at this moment of time, is too high because they are thinking straight away that they have to win. It didn't. Where France is now, it didn't take them 2 years. It didn't take them. It was a process.
I totally agree.
Exactly. And it was a process from Spain. And somebody has to go through that process.
Yeah.
And Gareth has started that process. And now it's up to Tuchel to finish that process.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that.
So you can't say he was not good enough. He's been, looking backwards, the Euro final in Wembley, you could say, it should have been better and they should have attacked more. And Gareth will be the first one to say, maybe we could have done that better and learned from it. And got, in 4 years, them back in the final against Spain. Who has done that? English managers. Who has done that? Yes, we didn't win it at that time because Spain was just better on the day. Yeah?
I think Spain were the best team in the tournament.
Here you go. In the tournament.
Italy weren't at the Euros when they beat us.
I think they were.
We were better than Italy. We should have won that one.
Why should you have won that one? Who told you?
I just think with a better manager in charge, with a mentality of how to get over the line. I don't know how you can argue with that, Jim. Hold on.
The English are very privileged.
Jim.
And I don't know why they're very privileged.
I don't know what this love affair with Southgate is. As a manager, if you look at his credentials, where it says honours, it says 0. We need a winner in charge. The FA agree with me, but that's why they've gone out and they've got one.
Okay.
And that's the difference.
Now, I need to go back. Where was England when Gareth took over?
Just got beat by Iceland.
Yeah, but we've been here before.
No, got just beaten by Iceland.
Jim.
You are talking like this because of the work that Gareth has done. Yeah?
Well,
because
I disagree.
No, you wouldn't be critical. You wouldn't be critical of him if he hadn't got you to the final.
No, you can only judge a manager on what they produce, right?
Exactly.
Not on what they offer the next manager.
Of course, it's a process. It's a process.
Yeah, but only because evolution exists. If you look at England, if you go back to Terry Venables, right?
Yeah.
We didn't get over the line. If you look at Sir Bobby Robson, semi-finals of the world, we didn't get over the line.
Yeah.
No one has ever suggested that Terry Venables built the next team for the next England manager. No one has ever suggested Sir Bobby Robson built the next team for the next England manager. It just doesn't happen. You judge that manager on whether or not they win.
Because of what happened after them two left. What happened?
Do you think Gareth Southgate...
No. What happened after those two left?
The same that's always happened. Nothing.
Exactly.
So how can we judge Southgate on nothing? We can't.
No, you're judging him.
Yeah.
You're judging him. I'm saying...
Do you think it was a success?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you?
I think so.
You think it was a success?
Yeah.
You're just saying that because you're that side.
Honestly, I look at the job that he's done, and yes, he didn't win anything, but I think sometimes it's too black and white to just go, he didn't win.
It's too...
Is Ancelotti a success?
But you can say that about Ancelotti because he's won. But I look at Keith Andrews at Brentford. He's a success.
No, with Brazil, he's not been a success. But hold on. You need to judge it from when he took over and when he left. That's how you need to judge it. Not what he has won.
I judge it with silverware.
No, yeah, but...
I do. As a football fan, I do. We do it at club level, we do it at international level. If Arteta wouldn't have won the Premier League this season, is he successful?
He's won it.
No, if he hadn't.
He's won it.
I know, but you're alluding to the fact that Southgate's good work is helping Thomas Tuchel.
It's a totally different job.
No. But you're looking into the future with Gareth Southgate.
Yeah.
So let's do the same with Arteta. It's absolutely the same game. If he hadn't have won the Premier League this season, is he successful?
I would call him a success.
I'll tell you what, think of your answer.
I don't think that he was going to be is successful then.
Okay, all right. He'll disagree with you. Don't go anywhere because Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank will still be with us. We'll carry on this chat. And we'll be turning our attention to some of the huge domestic stories. I don't think we'll have time for that. You're listening to Drive. We're live from Miami with me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. And look, Jimmy Floyd, he's still got a smile on his face. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
I like this debate.
They get into this weird situation where they forget what happened before. So all the big games, they played Havertz, right? Gyökeres, who you bought in at the start of the season, was going to be, for all the big games, in all the big games, he was on the bench.
Yeah.
Facts, that's what happened. So the manager doesn't trust him. That's not our opinion, that's just objectively looking at it. Havertz gets injured quite a lot, unfortunately. Gary Jesus is not the same since he's come back from his injury. So if you're now telling me that you can get through this season again and everybody else is going to be as poor as they were last year, I think you're just forgetting the fact that you lot were all losing your marbles around the Man City loss. And it was, we need a proper striker. Arteta don't know what he's doing again. You win the league, it's great, we're going to win it.
But you know, what I've always said to, I've always said to you, I always said to him that Gyökeres wasn't bought in for the big games, didn't I? I said that to you. We bought Gyökeres in for the game.
No, I get
listen.
Explain.
I want to hear
The
it.
year before, Arsenal, it weren't the record against Man City's, the Liverpool. It weren't that cost us the league. It was we couldn't beat Fulham, couldn't beat West Ham, couldn't beat them lesser clubs. Gyökeres come. I mean, he said it. Right, it's one of them. Gyökeres this season though. Gyökeres this season scored against the Fulhams, the West Ham, so we didn't have a problem getting past those teams, which is why then we went on to win the league.
Okay, I think you won the league because you played very pragmatic football. I'm not actually allowed to say the type of football that people are calling it on air, but you played a certain type of football.
Would you play that type of football to win the league?
No.
What?
What are you talking? Of course you would.
Honestly.
If I was a footballer.
No, it's just like...
No, my team.
Yeah.
No, I'll be happy like you lot. I'll be exactly... You get me? I'll be happy. Of course I will.
But would you like to see Spurs play that way to win?
Brendan Johnson scored with like his knee or something and we won the trophy. I'm happy. I don't care, bro. However it gets done, I'm happy. I don't really care. But what I'm saying is, you can't like gloat about it and say, oh, we don't need a 9. That's crazy. You do need a 9, respectfully. What are you talking about, bro? If you sold Osimhen and Havertz right now, you could... sorry, Osimhen. If you bought Osimhen and sold Gyökeres and Havertz right now, you'd be great. You'd be fine. You could buy Barcola. Barcola and Osimhen changes their team, bro.
Do you know what? I'm happy with what we got.
Oh, you're a liar. That's a lie. You're a liar. That is a lie. That is a
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win. This summer, talkSPORT is bringing you live and official coverage of every game of the FIFA World Cup 2026. And to celebrate, we're giving away £26,000 guaranteed. Go to win.talksport.com to enter now, and you could win 26 grand in your hand, tax-free. Enter now, and you could be the next to get that winning feeling, courtesy of talkSPORT Win. Find out how to enter now at win.talksport.com.
Welcome back to World Cup Game Day live on talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. Sadly, Jimmy Floyd has left. He was crying. He had to... Don't cut to him. Don't cut to him. And Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk. Live from Miami, our show today. We'll carry on having a chat in just a moment. And also, talkSPORT's lead football host, Adrian Durham, and our England commentator, Jim Proudfoot, will also be with us in the studio. More from Jimmy in just a moment. But first, let's get an update on all things tennis. Lisa O'Sullivan is watching Wimbledon.
Well, Novak Djokovic is persevering in his quest for a 25th Grand Slam title and looking to reach his 11th Wimbledon final. potentially win an 8th Wimbledon title, but if he's going to do it, he has to do it the hard way, because Jannik Sinner, the world #1, is in complete control of this match on centre court, where the temperatures are cooling. Jannik Sinner's leading 6-4, 6-4.
Thank you, Lisa. Right, Jimmy, we've got about 4 minutes to finish our chat. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If Thomas Tuchel leads us to the final and we lose, has his reign been successful?
I think for the first 2 years, yes, because he got you to the final, and there is progress in the World Cup. So, yes, you think that it is not success because
correct,
because he needs to win something now.
Yes.
So you define success with a
trophies.
trophy.
Yes.
Now let me ask you this: when Gareth took over until he left, was there improvement?
Yes.
Significant, right?
Yes.
Is that not success?
No.
Why not?
For the same reason that if you two look at your trophy cabinet, from a 10-year-old to you retired, you would have improved as a player. But if your trophy cabinet is empty, I would consider that you didn't have success as a footballer. You didn't win a trophy.
I don't agree with that terminology. Sorry. He took over when basically England was on the floor. Yeah? They've just got beaten by Iceland. By Iceland, yeah? And he got them in the final European Championship twice. First time outside of England, yeah? And semi-final in a World Cup. And put a team together that represent England and everybody can be proud of them, yeah? Yes, there is a lot of talent, and you can say that is not to Gareth, but there is a lot of talent. There is a good atmosphere there. There is people now of different clubs that want to go to those games, and that wasn't before. There is so many success stories on it.
Okay.
No, quick question for you.
Okay.
You said about the thing. So Harry Kane's time at Spurs, is that a failure?
It wasn't successful.
So no, was it a failure because he didn't win a trophy? So by your metric,
yeah, it was. Yeah.
So Harry Kane at Spurs failed
for the talent he had. Jimmy, let me ask you this one. Jimmy, Jimmy, let me ask you this question. Right, we both played in 5 World Cups, you and I.
Yeah.
You got to 5 finals. You lost them all. I got beat in every group match, but I won a World Cup. Who was more successful in the World Cup, me or you? I've got the medal. You got to 5 finals.
You've got 1 medal. It depends. It depends.
In your view, who's more successful?
It depends. What team I represent.
You're Netherlands, I'm England.
And sorry?
You're Netherlands, I'm England. You got to 5 finals and lost them all.
Yeah.
I got to 1 and won it. Who was more successful?
You.
Okay. Jim, thanks for coming. I mean, that's what I've been arguing. It's all about trophies.
No, it's not. It's not.
Well,
it's not. It's not.
Harry Kane's time
because
at Spurs
you have won it
failure.
in '66. You have won it in '66. The Dutch have never won it, and you win it again. So
my career is more successful than yours if I've got a World Cup winners medal.
No.
Okay.
It is not as simple as that.
Okay. Well, listen. Well done on getting beat 5 times. Jim, thank you so much for coming. I wish you could stand up around. I really do. You've been absolutely super. Can we have a round of applause for Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, everyone? That's been brilliant. We're going to have a very quick break. More from me and Bennett. Time is flying by. Adrian Jones, Jim Proudfoot in the studio right after this. See you in a second.
Let's go to Ben. He's Arsenal fan. All right, Ben.
Benny boy.
How you doing? You all right?
I'm all right, Ben. We've got to do this quarter-final 11. Let's get it going. Come on.
All right. I've got the Spanish flamenco dance on the wing. Like around defence. Their foot tapping all dazzle their defence and send them sideways.
Yeah, the old flamenco dance.
And yeah.
Dance
A little maverick on the wing. Little maverick on the wing.
Like a flamenco dance.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Is it a flamenco or is it what is it? Flamenco.
Madame, wait for you to...
Flamenco.
It's a flamenco.
Yeah.
Flamenco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know you're iconic now, Ben?
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
He's actually iconic.
Ben appears every single night at the sports bar.
Every night.
Doesn't he?
Without foul.
Yeah. Yeah. Been over a year.
It's been a year. All right, look, the flamenco dancer on the wing.
Yeah.
Okay, dancing about. Bit of maverick in there. All right, let's go to Dave. He's a Sunderland fan. Dave?
All right, Dave-o.
Hello, boys. How you doing?
I'm all right, Dave. How are you?
Yeah.
Good. Good. So I'm getting in early with a representative from England who I think can be our captain.
Okay.
And it's St. George himself.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a leader, warrior. He's up for a battle. He'll put the opposition to the sword. And I think we can play him on the wing.
No, he don't feel like a winger, mate.
Killed a dragon.
Like centre half.
Killed a dragon, didn't he?
Reason being, he's got a good cross, hasn't he, St. George?
Okay.
I know.
I feel like as a person, like St. George, feels like a centre half. He feels like a Bobby Moore. Do you know what I mean?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's not often a World Cup great is known for his time on the pitch and in the dugout. Franz Beckenbauer is one of 3 men to win the tournament, both as a player and manager, and Der Kaiser's tenure with West Germany is iconic. We all know Beckenbauer as that grizzled warrior, so seeing him here, a young, fresh-faced 21-year-old, doesn't feel right, does it? 1966 was his first World Cup, when he was already building a reputation for his strong, marauding play, playing the libero or sweeper role for Bayern Munich. He had to act as a more traditional centre-back for the national team, though. West Germany fell short, losing in the final to England, but you already know that. Despite revenge over England in the quarters 4 years later, a game in which Beckenbauer was keen to get stuck in, West Germany were knocked out by Italy in the semi-finals. At 25 years old, he had a bronze medal, a silver medal, and the gold was coming. In 1974, West Germany didn't lose a single game on their way to winning their first title. And to top it all off, it was on home soil. And this was the team they beat to it, their fierce, total footballing rivals, the Netherlands, a team fronted by Johan Cruyff. Beckenbauer shocked the world when in 1977, aged just 32, he retired from international football to go and play for the New York Cosmos. The world went mad. But when you're going to go and be teammates with this guy, I mean, yeah, fair. Beckenbauer did come back to the West Germany national team, but as a manager in 1986. His task, get through the World Cup without embarrassment. But they reached the final and only lost to Argentina and their iconic captain, who, let's be honest, at the time was unstoppable. Beckenbauer returned for one final World Cup at Italia 90, where he got his revenge. West Germany beat Argentina in the final, and Beckenbauer became, at the time, only the second man after Brazil's Mario Zagallo to win the World Cup both as player and manager. So across 5 World Cups as a player and manager, he got a bronze medal, 2 silvers, and lifted the cup twice. That smile tells you everything you need to know.
And a warm welcome back to the last hour World Cup game day on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein, and the superstar that is Darren Bent. Still to come, talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, will be alongside us in the studio, fresh from his dip in the Atlantic on Miami Beach. I look forward to that. Right, let's turn our attention back to England, who are in World Cup quarter-final action tomorrow night against Norway. It's a game you can hear live on talkSPORT. The last time we were in a World Cup quarter-final, we were sent packing, but let's hope things are different this time around.
Harry, your country is well and truly behind you. He hits it, right footed. Oh, he's blasted it over the bar. He's missed it.
In the recent tournaments, I think that the England national team is just there. It's my opinion and my conviction. Once you reach quarterfinals, you can go all the way.
Harry, your country needs you here. You've got to put this away. Right footed, he has.
Unreal. You won't get much better than that. We were the rotten night and we didn't crack.
England have won! They've laid bare the curse of the Azteca!
That was proper England. Patriotic passion, graft, hard work.
Bring on the Norwegians in Miami!
Oh, we can't wait. England, they take on Norway in the World Cup quarter-final. It's tomorrow night. It's here in Miami. And, of course, it's live on talkSPORT. Adrian Durham, Stuart Pearce, Jim Proudfoot are bringing you live commentary of that game. Coverage begins from 8 p.m. I'm delighted to say that Adrian and Jim are alongside us now. Good afternoon, boys. How are you?
Hello, fellas. Yeah, really good, thank you.
Lovely to see you.
Thanks, all good.
What's going on?
Listening to him just then, commentating. Oh.
You like it?
Yeah.
What's with the shades? I like it. It's a cool look, but what's going on?
It's just Miami.
Just Miami. Are you good? You enjoying the day? What have you done today? We saw you last night for the talkSPORT meal. What have you done today?
I've just been doing some research this morning, I must admit. I've been sat with a lovely view over the beach from the hotel, but doing some stats, looking at penalties, looking at Haaland, looking at various different things, disappearing down rabbit holes as geeky commentators love to do.
Is it, when you're going through all the stats, is it difficult not to get too carried away with so many reasons as to why we should be winning the game tomorrow?
Yeah, I suppose in a way. I mean, I think this is tough. I think this is tougher than a lot of people think it's going to be. I think that there are a lot of reasons why this could go to extra time, potentially. I don't think it's a formality. I remember the quarter-final 8 years ago. England played Sweden. And it felt as though all they had to do was make sure the plane got there in time and they'd be all right and they would win that game. This one doesn't feel like that. And I don't know whether I'm just being unduly pessimistic. It's another 4 years on or another 8 years on from that game, and with every chance that comes, you think, well, there's another one crossed off the list. Are we ever going to see it? But listen, England are overwhelming favourites, and deservedly so. I don't think there are an awful lot of players in that Norwegian side that would get into the England squad, let alone the team. But until you've got through it and you've got through the formality of beating anybody that you've got to play, there's always that element of doubt. And I think this is tougher than people are perhaps making it out to be.
That's what I was going to ask you, Jim, because, of course, we all know Haaland. We all know Martin Odegaard, who maybe hasn't been at his best for the last couple of years. But have you seen anything from Norway to make you think, oh, hold on a second here, this is going to be more difficult than people think? Because I'm with you. I'm hearing people going, "Oh, England win 3 or 4-0." I don't think it's that simple.
No, I mean they were excellent against Brazil.
Yeah, I thought so.
I mean they've changed the mentality under Solbakken of how they play. So they're much more possession based. Norway used to be British football in the extreme. So that was how all Scandinavian football was based upon the English principles of the 70s and 80s, where it was get it forward, serve it forward as long as you can, have a big man, flick it onto an even bigger man, cause mayhem, see what happens, and get on the end of something on Route 1. That was Scandinavian football. They were really successful at it in the 90s. Everything has developed. Of course, English football's completely different, and Scandinavian football has developed by and large at the elite levels of it as well since then. So that game against Brazil, you can't possibly imagine that there would have been a Norway-Brazil game at any time before the last 18 months where Norway could even remotely have the majority of possession. But they did, and so they're now creating more opportunities, and they have a genuine phenomenon playing up front. Now, we have as well. So I'm not saying that Erling Haaland is the best player on the pitch, that he's better than Harry Kane, but he is obviously a threat because he can go quarter of an hour without getting involved, without even looking interested, and then he can do something devastating. So Haaland is going to be a problem. I don't see that they've got a huge number of problems elsewhere in the team. I think you can get at the full-backs, certainly. Rierson on the right-hand side, if he's the one that plays, or Auschnes if he plays. I think you can get in behind him. So I think England could have a lot of joy down the left with Anthony Gordon or Rashford. You can pick holes in that Norwegian team, but I just don't think it is the formality that a lot of people are billing it as.
Hey, let's bring you in. As England fans, we're always critical about how our team plays. We're at the business end of the tournament now, and I get the feeling as an England fan personally that it's completely irrelevant how we get over the line tomorrow night. If we fall over it, nicking and maybe a penalty in the 89th minute, will there be any complaints from England fans?
No, none whatsoever. By the way, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank was right.
Okay. Sorry, so this coming from a man that ranked Sir Alex Ferguson as the 4th best Premier League manager in the world.
What's the problem?
Yeah? Okay.
I think
still an asterisk by Bruno?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Have you seen this World Cup?
Yeah.
I think that there's been enough spells in games where England haven't performed particularly well for us to be doubtful about the outcome of the quarter-final. And enough for us to say exactly what you're saying there. I don't care how the next 3 performances are, as long as the results are there. I'll take a dodgy VAR decision. I'll take, one going in off somebody's backside. I will take, one of the opponents even getting injured and having to go off the field, which weakens them significantly enough for us to take advantage of that. I don't care how it happens. I'm not bothered about performance from now on. Just win the next 3 games and bring that gleaming golden trophy back.
It's interesting you mentioned about players being on or off the field, because I think key for England is obviously Jude Bellingham, who's got a yellow card. Do you expect, I'll start with you, Ed, do you expect him to play any differently to his normal game, knowing that he can't afford to get booked again?
Listen, he's a 100% performer, and we've seen that at this World Cup. I personally think he's been the best player in the tournament, never mind England's best player. So I think he just has to be even smarter. I think he plays smart anyway, but he just has to be even smarter, because I think we mentioned it yesterday that if he's going to get booked, don't make it a silly one. If it's an unlucky one, then, the referee's got to look at himself. That would just be bad luck. But don't do a silly one, like a challenge where he doesn't need to go to ground, or a descent or something like that. As long as he doesn't do that, I think we'll all be okay. Something like that happens, people will be on his back, and I get that.
Jim, let me ask you, because England, of course, I think that they fare better when they come up against opposition that are kind of expansive. The low block causes England problems. With that being said, you just made a really good point about Norway have tried to change the way that they play. But coming up against England tomorrow, do you expect Norway to revert back to that low block? Or do you think they'll go, do you know what, we'll go and match them in possession-based football?
Benty, I think it might be sort of half and half. I think that they will be able to look back at former England games and easily identify where England's strengths are and where their weaknesses are, and you only have to look at Ghana and Panama and those matches, and maybe the game against Japan at Wembley that England lost back in the spring, and say that it's going to be advantageous not to have as much of the ball. It's not going to go back to old-style Norway, without a shadow of a doubt. But they might be happier to see possession in this game than they were against Brazil, who maybe have different frailties to England. So I think it will be... We'll probably end up maybe 55%, high 50s possession. England, something like that is what I guess I would predict. I don't know, but I don't think that they will be right. We're going to play with a low block and just ping it forward when we get it again. I don't think it will be as rudimentary as that.
Hey, as we alluded to, that the problem's obviously going to be Erling Haaland. Dan Burn turned into Franz Beckenbauer in the last game. Lots of people. The height, of course, is very similar. I think Dan Burn's 6'7". Would you bring him in from the start? Would you purposely pick out Erling Haaland as that problem and maybe change your defence because of it, or not?
It is a really big question that Thomas Tuchel's got to answer when he picks the team, because Mark Gay's been training on his own. We think he's going to be okay for the game, but if there is maybe a hamstring issue that he's got, just a little tweak going on, would you really want to face Erling Haaland if you've got that kind of problem? And Dan Burn has been sensational. Listen, I think Thomas Tuchel said it when he picked the squad and he was answering questions about the squad. He talked about special ops. He's got players who can come on in certain situations, certain circumstances of games. This special ops team, and I think Dan Burn is one of those. Dan Burn, not a starter necessarily, and I think he's aware of that, Dan Burn, but he's happy to play his part and happy to be part of the squad on that basis. I think that in this situation, he's got to make a big decision, but it's all based on whether Mark Gay is injured or not. Mark Gay knows Erling Haaland really well. Similarly, Haaland knows him really well. So that dynamic's quite interesting. Dan Burn, I think he's only scored 1 goal against Erling Haaland. Scored 1 goal when playing against Dan Burn. I think that's right. And I think that might be attractive to Thomas Tuchel. So at first I thought Dan Burn won't start at all, and now I think there is a big decision to make.
Yeah, and that's the added dimension, that if he's playing up against Gahey or Stones, then Haaland knows their game inside out. Now, they know how to deal with him, or knowing what his strengths are and being able to deal with them are two completely different things, of course. But is it an advantage for Haaland to play up against defenders that he has worked with week in, week out, with Gahey's case over the course of this season, and in John's case over the course of, you know, the last 3 years? So it might be that if you're up against someone you don't know as well, that might be a better matchup for England. It's very difficult.
What do you think is the more important attribute to have as a defender to mark Haaland? Will it be strength or pace?
Well, that's a good question.
It's a really good question.
That is a good question. I would say probably intelligence.
I didn't offer that.
No, I know. Yeah, I noticed that. And your critics will say you've never offered it.
A bit harsh, Jim. It's been so nice to you. I could have easily turned, right?
I think if you've got the intelligence and the ability to be able to read his runs, I think that's probably the most important factor. I don't know. Defenders, I'm sure, would shout probably universally the same answer. Maybe strength to be able to deal with them rather than pace.
I think it's a risk to throw him in a game like this.
But Dan Burn?
Yeah, I just think that, listen, he was fantastic for the role that he did coming on. But all of a sudden, if you get him thrown in and people, obviously, he'll hear the noise about he's only scored once against you. That's added pressure that he probably doesn't need. And to throw him in, I mean, it's all well and good plan for a Newcastle in a Premier League match. I understand that. But we talk about a World Cup quarter-final to go against one of the best centre-forwards on the planet. I'm a bit like, I think that's a bit of a risk.
Yeah, I don't think he will throw him in. Yeah. I think that he will be there and he will have a lot more faith in his ability to be able to do a job coming off the bench. He was forced to put him into that situation at the Azteca, really. Fate decreed it. Now I think that you know, he would look at Dan's performance there and think, OK, there's a man in form who's not fazed by any situation, and I can throw him in, and he'll have that little bit of faith. He will have gone up in his estimation a lot.
Yeah. Jim, last question to you. We went out for our talkSPORT dinner last night. I was talking to my favourite commentator, Sam Matterface.
Yeah.
Really good.
The best you've got.
I asked him a question, actually. I'll ask the same one to you. We're very close to becoming champions of the world. Yeah. Have you started to think about what you would say?
No, genuinely.
You haven't? Because it's big, right?
What did Sam say? That's interesting.
He has started to think about it. He hasn't written anything down. He hasn't conjured up anything. He thinks whatever happens will happen in his head on the day.
Yeah.
But of course, you guys, you know, you prepare so much for games. I just wondered if you'd even given it a thought yet.
No, genuinely, I haven't.
You haven't?
No, not at all. Thinking what might you say if England take a late lead in a game? No, not thought about it. I mean, I will have done by then.
Great prospect, right? It's so exciting.
If we're in that situation, so before the finals of the Euros, I had a few things you think, OK, you just got to, as a commentator, try and be ready for any scenario. I mean, we all work in different ways. I don't know how Sam would approach it. I won't script anything, but I will go through potential scenarios in my head of what you might say, the kind of way that you might frame something were it to happen.
Because it's a moment that lasts forever, right?
Yeah. Oh, you got to get it right.
Yeah.
As a commentator, no pressure.
Don't mess it up, mate. You're all right.
You always do. I'm sure you will. Boys, thank you for that. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
A reminder, we want your voice notes on this. Are you confident ahead of tomorrow's game? Get them in on WhatsApp now, 03717223344. We'll hear some of the best ones later on in our show. Right, next up, talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, is joining us in the studio fresh from his dip in the Atlantic Ocean on Miami Beach. We'll see you in just a moment.
Newcastle's summer exodus is set to reach a crisis point. Sean, you'll have heard this news. Sandro Tonali, Anthony Gordon, of course, already out the door. Club captain and fan favourite Bruno Guimaraes has reportedly informed the hierarchy that he wants to join champions Arsenal, with another star player forcing his way out. Darren Bent raised serious concerns about what this loss could mean for Eddie Howe next season.
Yeah, I do feel for Eddie Howe. I really do, because again, if Bruno leaves tonight, he's obviously gone to Tottenham as well. Isaac, they just haven't been able to kind of recruit the players certainly the quality that they've lost. And you look at what they've bought some of these players for. Isaac, was it 60 million? They're selling for 120. Like tonight, they bought him for a fee. They're selling for more. So clearly, he's improving these players. But at some point, I think if Newcastle do want to go to the next level, they've got. I know it's hard with the PSR and the financial fair play, but if they do want to go to the next level and then stay there, they've got to find a way of holding on to some of these players.
Oh, look at Darren and his floral number. Watching on the smart TV, I like that. Sure. Do you have sympathy for Eddie Howe in this situation? The latest is that Bruno has agreed personal terms with Arsenal, but Newcastle's stance is that he remains not for sale.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's really tough, and the challenge that you have is not just if one of your big players goes at any football club, at any level really. People understand there's a time and a place. When two go, that can make other players a bit itchy and a bit nervy. Then if three go, all of a sudden they go, hang on a minute, who are we bringing in? And I think they're right on that cusp. I don't know their situation at PSR, but I've been through that, obviously, in my time at Everton, so I know how dangerous that can be. But I think losing the players of that quality, I think that's really tough on Eddie, and I think he's done a great job there. So hopefully, I mean, look, you never know on the other side of that. Good people in their recruitment there. They've shown that over the years, so they might have people lined up, don't forget. So these things can twist very quickly when you get a freshness in the camp and a newness and some quality, and all of a sudden it can feel different.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win. This summer, talkSPORT is bringing you live and official coverage of every game of the FIFA World Cup 2026. And to celebrate, we're giving away £26,000 guaranteed. Go to win.talksport.com to enter now, and you could win 26 grand in your hand, tax-free. Enter now, and you could be the next to get that winning feeling, courtesy of talkSPORT Win. Find out how to enter now at win.talksport.com.
That's a good way to come, mate. You listen to World Cup Game Day on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, brought to you by Burger King, Burger Buddies, total tournament satisfaction delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app. We're coming live from Miami. Still to come, we'll be joined by former USA defender Alexi Lalas will be on our show. More football chat in just a moment, but just quickly, let's head back to Wimbledon. Watching for talkSPORT is Lisa O'Sullivan.
Well, Andy, we're not done quite yet, but another major title looks to be slipping out of reach for Novak Djokovic. All the romance of an unlikely wildcard run or the superhuman effort of a 39-year-old, but the harsh reality of the rankings have hit home. Jannik Sinner leads Novak Djokovic 6-4, 6-4. He's 3-2 up in the third set with the break. The winner, who looks to be Sinner, will go on to play Alexander Zverev in the final.
Strong.
Good work, thank you for that, Lisa. Right, we're delighted to have been joined once again by talkSPORT's Player of the World Cup. I think that's fair. Our chief football correspondent with the hat, with the glasses, Alex Crook, is in the studio. Crookie?
How are we doing?
I'm good, man. How you are loving life at the moment, aren't you?
I'm loving Miami. I absolutely adore this place. I've only been here a few hours, got in at midnight last night, went to bed at 4:30 via a karaoke bar, as you've already told the world. And yeah, just been for a nice dip in the ocean. What's not to love?
Have you been here before, Miami?
No.
So how can you love it? You've been here for 12 hours.
It's always been on my bucket list.
Yeah, you Cookie. You've been here for 12 hours, and I would imagine you slept for some of that.
Yeah, and even I love it. What?
He's easily pleased.
Well, I'm still not fully in love with New York.
Oh, I love New York.
It's too busy.
It is very busy.
I love it.
Betty and I tried to cross the road the other day. It took 2 days.
Yeah.
We've got footage of you. So earlier on, when we spoke to you on our show today, we spoke to you just by the beach, and we said go and have a little skinny dip, and you did that.
Yeah.
So if you watch it on YouTube, we can play that out for you. What was it like? Was it warm down? Was it cold? Did you enjoy it?
It was probably, if I'm being hyperly critical, a little bit too warm. Look at this.
That's Hasselhoff. Is that Hasselhoff?
Oh, who wants to see that?
That's amazing. Oh, so here comes off the top. If you're only listening to this and you're not watching it, you need.
Look, there's the Baywatch run. Look.
You need to go watch it. So into the water he goes. Fair play to you, Cookie. Straight in and into the. And it's nice and warm, was it?
Yeah. As I say, probably a little bit. Look at that. The Klinsman dive. Probably a bit too warm. I actually went for a swim in the rooftop swimming pool at our hotel after, and that was better. But
I heard that when.
Uncle.
Cookie, I heard that when you came out, you lay on the beach and about 8 people tried to push you back into the water.
Yeah, someone shouted Free Willy at one stage.
Look at the pose.
Too easy, that joke. You know that. It does look like you're loving life. You enjoyed the World Cup, right? We spoke to Faker others. We spoke to Jim Proudfoot, Adrian Durham, of course. They're all flying all over the place. Lots of air miles. You as well.
Yeah.
You must be enjoying this World Cup, not just from an off-the-field perspective, but on it as well, right?
Yeah, I think it's been fantastic. You know, it's a privilege. You never take it for granted. You never know if it's going to be your last World Cup. So I've just embraced it. We started out in Dallas. The people there were amazing. We watched England beat Croatia. We watched Argentina and Messi become the record World Cup goal scorer. So that was something to behold. Then we moved on to New York. We watched England in New Jersey. Obviously winning their game against... Who did they play in New Jersey?
You were there. Come on.
Was it Panama? Panama. And obviously we're off to Miami tomorrow to watch England hopefully book their place in the World Cup semi-final. So I think football's been great. There was a bit of trepidation, I think, about coming out to the States and some of the political issues, but I've got to say everybody we've met has been wonderfully friendly. And it's amazing how many people from different nationalities are aware of talkSPORT and what we do.
I thought you were going to elaborate a bit more.
I know, yeah,
Is it when you went down at the end of that sentence, usually you come back up to
I had a random Swedish...
Everyone in here was like, you nod, yeah, you agree with me. Yeah. It's meant to be a broadcaster.
I had a random Swedish fan come up to me in a karaoke bar in Dallas, and he said, "You're the guy who broke the 26-man England squad the day before." He was right, but I was like, "How do you know that?" And he said,
"That never happened.
I watched it on YouTube."
That never happened. That honestly happened. Someone come up to you, and that's the first thing they said to you.
Yeah. He watches us on YouTube in Sweden. And American fans have been watching.
I'm not sure. Wait, Benty, I don't think
I was with my daughter in Times Square.
Yeah.
And I got asked for a selfie.
By her?
Not by her. But I said to her, there you go, I'm kind of a big deal now.
How nice is that? You're always a big deal. You're always a big deal. I don't know if we've got you for more of the show because we've got to go to a little break. Are you staying with us?
I think I'm staying with you, yeah.
Do you want to stay with us?
Yeah.
You could do what you want.
I've got nothing else to do.
What are you doing with the hat? Is it staying on for the rest of Is it staying on forever? When you get back to England, is it coming off?
Yeah, so I've just been booked. I land Tuesday morning and I'm doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 till 1 with Darren McAntony. And the first show that we do together, I'm going to wear the hat in London.
Nice. That's again, I'll go back to it. You're wearing that because you can't get it back, can you? that won't go in. He spent a lot of money on it, so you can't go in his bag.
How much is a hat like that?
This is only $100, this one.
Only. But I think you should retire it when you get back. I think it should just be for the World Cup.
Just for one show, though, no?
I don't know. It's up to you. I mean, listen, Cookie.
Yeah, one show's good, and then retire it afterwards.
And again, I talk about the locals. They love the hat. Everybody compliments the hat.
Who said that? Because I've been with
loads of people.
I've been with you a
Loads
fair
of
bit,
people.
and not one person has mentioned your hat yet.
Yeah, Cookie, you live in an AI world.
Yeah.
I love your shirts, by the way.
Okay.
See, I thought I was going out there, but obviously they've seen it on the YouTube show with the swimmer. They can't see the shorts.
Of course,
see, the shorts are Miami, but the shirt is just...
The shirt is eye
patterns.
test. Yeah. Colourblind test.
I think I could have probably gone bigger with the shirt. No, but the shorts.
Yeah.
Can you see those?
There you go. A little cutaway of the shorts. They look good. They're Miami.
I maybe need to get a new shirt.
I think so. We've got time. We're going to have a quick ad break. More from the three of us right after this.
I mean, as recently as 2024, Bruno told us all. He told everybody who cared to listen what he wanted to achieve at Newcastle.
Never said that I would like to leave. Since I signed for the club, I always said I want to put my name in the club history, and nothing changed. Nothing changed from me. It is keeping going. I still want to win some trophy for me. When I signed for the club, I said I want to play in Champions League, and everyone said that I was crazy, and we got it. Now I wanna be in Champions League again. I wanna win something for the club. I think the fans deserve. We are worked so hard to get it, so this is still my dream.
And then a year later, Simon, they win the Carabao Cup. And Bruno says, "This is my second home. We're making history. Someday, when I leave this club, I want the fans to sing my name the way they do Alan Shearer." I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Well, look, first and foremost, ask yourself the question, why are these players suddenly all deserting the sinking ship? It's not a sinking ship, but it doesn't appear to be a particularly ambitious one. It doesn't appear to have an ownership model that everyone thought was going to change the whole direction of football. Oh, my God, we've just sold to a nation state, one of the richest nation states, and look what they're going to do to football. But they haven't done anything. They're going to buy everybody. They're going to buy Ronaldo. They're going to buy Messi. They're going to have this player here, that player, this player, you know, and they haven't. Yeah. They bought a bunch of players that to some extent, they've gone and made better. And these players are now doing what every player does, which is go, Liverpool.
Yes.
Oh, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh, Real Madrid. And that's what Newcastle have found themselves in a position of doing. So ask yourself the question, despite the vilification of a player that 2 years ago said he wanted to stay, nothing lasts forever. He's done his 2 years. He is entitled to leave. How he leaves is the key component part of this. But also, why? Why are Newcastle now a place where people want to leave from?
Yeah.
And that's the problem Eddie Howe's got. That's the problem that Matey Boy that says that to everyone they're going to win the league by 2030.
Yeah.
Those are the challenges that they've got.
When you think about some of the stadiums that have hosted games in the World Cup, sometimes it's hard not to be completely overawed. But what's the biggest? One thing we have to be clear about is that older stadiums will have had higher capacities when it was standing only. A good example of this is the old Wembley. For the final in '66, the capacity was 125,000. But that was later reduced to 100 when it was converted into an all-seater in 1990. Another example is this, Mexico City's Estadio Azteca. Back in '86, it's estimated around 115,000 people watched Argentina beat West Germany to win their second World Cup. Essential modernisation so it could be used in the 2026 tournament reduced it to 83,000. You can't talk about old stadiums with high capacities without mentioning Brazil's Maracanã. Some say the jewel in football's crown. In the 2014 World Cup, its capacity stood at just under 79,000. But back in 1950, well, it wasn't official, but estimates believe 210,000 people came to this place for a winner-takes-all match between Brazil and Uruguay. That's still the world record attendance for a live football match, and let's be honest, it's not likely to be beaten anytime soon.
Welcome back to World Cup Game Day on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, alongside Bournemouth's chief football scout, Alex Crook, live from Miami. That's what he quoted, wasn't it?
I was trying to say, yeah, he's the reason Bournemouth signed Alex Scott.
Is that true?
I did watch him a couple of times and gave my feedback to the hierarchy.
Right, following us at 7, Hugh will be bringing you
Andy,
live.
come on, what did it again? I finished at 7 like you. I ain't after the show.
No, Hugh wasn't gone.
Oh, it's on my bad.
Yes, okay. 7, Hugh will be bringing you live.
Andy, honestly, 7. I finished at 7.
Was it? I just said, was it?
Oh, mother, yeah.
Who do you think I said?
Hugh.
I do. I finished at 7, mate. Live commentary of Spain against Belgium. Kick-off of that one is at 8 p.m. We could do that to the end of the show.
I can see Joe behind the glass, shaking his head.
Still works, Joe, even in Miami. Right, let's welcome another special guest to the show. He played for the USA 96 times, representing them at the 1994 World Cup. Let's welcome former USA defender Alexi Lalas to the show. Alexi, hello, good afternoon to you.
Sweet mother of God, what are you guys wearing? What is going on here? Oh, my goodness.
Well,
you look
when in Rome,
glorious.
do you not like our Miami Vice tops?
All right, that is not Miami Vice with what you're doing over there. But you know what? You're having a good time. We're going to sweat alongside each other. It's going to be a fun game tomorrow here in sweltering Miami. But we've had a hell of a tournament so far, both on and off the field. It's been fun. It's good to see you guys. I'm glad you've held up.
Well, it was either this shirt or we were going to wear our Zlatan masks for you.
He's somewhere around here. I get in the hotel.
Listen, we've been saying throughout the show, actually, throughout the week we've been here. I don't know what your view is, but there was a lot of discussion before the World Cup started as to are there too many teams? Is 6 weeks too long? We think now it's not long enough. We've loved every single minute of it. I'm guessing you'd say the same?
Well, if you believe that, then you should be in luck because we're going to head to 64 pretty soon. I think it's pretty obvious that that's coming. Yeah, I mean, is it just inevitable and the rise of teams in order to be able to compete, or is it a brigadoonish type of effect here in the United States and Canada and Mexico? I don't know. But to your point, this has been a wonderful World Cup in terms of the competition, and as a matter of fact, some of the the angst before the tournament relative to these teams, some of these teams are actually the ones that provided some of the great moments in the tournament. So I think it's been a success. Is it a success that can be replicated? And where is that point? I'm sure you guys have talked about where is that point when it does become diluted and we start to have games where either the on-field product isn't good or the fact is just people don't care as much. But here it's been great.
Alexi, you disappointed the way the USA ended because I thought the optimism, certainly the way you played in the group stages, and then some of the performances were fantastic. But then I genuinely believed you had a chance against Belgium. I really did. But the way you kind of capitulated was disappointing the way it ended.
Oh man, it was a abject failure. Because of what you just mentioned. It's one thing to go out to Belgium. It's another thing to go out in the way that they went out, especially with the way that they looked through the tournament. And so I don't think that the confidence and the excitement was misplaced for this team, but they picked the worst possible day to play their worst possible game. And it's obviously on Mauricio Pochettino and these players. Does it completely negate everything they did? No, but the reality is that a lot of that goodwill and a lot of the people that came into the tent because of the way that they were playing and because of that belief and confidence, they're left shaking their head. And there's an inquiry, if you will, going on right now, which is actually a good thing for American soccer culture to ask, how did that happen? And are there bigger problems that we have to fix? And is there systemic problems that we have to fix? But it's all in light of winning the World Cup. Winning the World Cup, as you guys know, is not a panacea. It's a wonderful thing, but it doesn't change everything overnight. So, it's absolute disappointment along with a lot of other people out there, and I think rightfully holding this team and this coach to account for what was ultimately a miserable failure of a final game. But again, there were wonderful moments throughout the group stage and in the round of 32, I guess it would be.
And one player in particular who seems to be being held to account is Christian Pulisic. I'd go as far as to say he seems to be being made a scapegoat for that defeat. What's your take on that?
Well, this is American soccer, and we eat our own. And that's a long-standing tradition with what we do, especially when many people come in and, to be fair, were brought in because of the stardom of Christian Pulisic. He was put out there as the face of this team and continually put out there as the face of this team. And let's be honest, he didn't show up this tournament. And your biggest player in the biggest moment didn't show up. It also should be said in that final game, it wasn't just Christian Pulisic's fault. That team didn't show up. Some of the criticism that comes with being a star. Is it fair? Maybe some of it is, maybe some of it isn't. But ultimately, in this moment, and not just a World Cup, but a home World Cup, America wanted Christian Pulisic to show up. And not only did he not show up, but he begged off at the end of the game. And, we come to find out that there was an injury. Fair enough. But in that moment, I think a lot of Americans wanted to see this player show some grit, if you will, for lack of a better word, in that moment. And that he didn't, kind of goes with, he begged off last summer when it came to the Gold Cup. And let's be honest, Christian Pulisic is a reluctant star. He's not a big personality. And the accusations of him being weak, if you will, only become inflamed when you end with a sputter as opposed to a roar.
Lexi, one last question before I let you go. Pochettino, stay or go?
Go. I mean, it's not I want him to leave. I just think that this cycle has run its course. And when it comes to Mauricio Pochettino, you had one job, and it was the game against Belgium. You win that game, then you're in some rarefied air, and it's not gravy, but let's be honest, you're playing against Spain, and you take your chances. You're back in an underdog type of role. So I think that they move on. I believe he's had a good time, but you had one job, and you blew it. And, you live and die by that. Every coach understands that. Every manager understands that. And certainly Mauricio Pochettino does.
Lexi, you had one job with us, and it was perfection as always. Thanks so much for your time, pal. We'll speak to you in a bit.
Thank you. I'll be asking to borrow your shirts at some point in the future here down in Miami. You look wonderful.
Thank you, man. They'll be on eBay in about 8 minutes' time. We'll speak to you in a bit. There you go. Actually, that's right. Time now to slide into Game Day with Burger King.
Sliding into Game Day on talkSPORT with Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app.
Belgian forward Romelu Lukaku has been speaking ahead of his side's semi-final against Spain. It's live on talkSPORT straight after us. He discussed his role in the Belgium squad as he's gotten older.
Obviously, I want to be here as long as possible with the national team. But I know my role for this tournament, and I try to help the team on the pitch as much as I can. Because, obviously, it would be crazy after only playing 62 minutes to start every game. It's like, self-destructive. I have an impact on the pitch, off the pitch. He knows that I can talk with the players if there are a little bit of frustrations here and there. So it's all about the team. I think at the end of the day, when you come at that stage of your career, if you can still be productive as a starter, play. But for now, for me, this is the best situation. Obviously, you want to start, but I have to play with the head as well. So I accept.
Yes, quarterfinals and semi-finals. Crookie, I'll start with you here. When Lukaku first kicked the ball in the World Cup, he looked incredibly unfit. Do you think he's going to have any impact on tonight's game? How important is he to them and their success?
I just think you look at Spain's defensive record, still the only team in the tournament not to concede a goal. I think it's hard to make a case for Belgium ending that. I think they were flattered by the USA game because the USA were so poor. I don't think it was necessarily that Belgium turned up and were brilliant. I'll go back to the previous round when they were 2-0 down against Senegal. Going home with 4 minutes to play, the Senegalese goalkeeper makes a howler and they benefit from that. I think Spain will win comfortably. I think they'll win 2-0. And, I don't see Lukaku being able to breach that stubborn defence.
I don't know. I think he'll have an impact. I mean, his record for Belgium, 93 goals, is... That is crazy.
How many games do you know?
I think I'm about 131, games or something like around that. But I think he'll have impact. I agree with Crookie. I think Spain, of course, will win. And that Belgium result against USA maybe flattered them a little bit. But Belgium have still got players in their squad that can, on their day, do something. De Bruyne, Trossard, Lukaku, if you give them the service. So, and ultimately, Spain, yes, they beat Portugal. It's probably the biggest test. But other than that, it's not been the strongest of opposition.
Crookie, let me ask you, every time I speak to an England fan about can we win the World Cup, usually the reply comes back, I don't know if we can beat France in the final. Is it not Spain in the final?
No, I think it's France. I picked them before the tournament. I watched them make a decent Morocco side that they're ordinary.
It's not as easy as just France will beat Spain, right? If they get through, I think it's going to be a real tough game for France.
Yeah, I think so because of that defensive record. But I would back France's front four to come out on top, and I think we're heading for France-England in the final. And unfortunately, I think France probably.
Do you know what's amazing about that is that you've said about France and Spain. We ain't got past Norway,
I know.
And also we've got Argentina potentially waiting there as well. So we're going.
Am I getting ahead of myself?
You know what I mean? Probably even France in the final. Oh, we've still got 2 more games to play.
But my point was going to be, and my point still is, that when you talk to England fans about are we going to win it, they always say we have to beat France in the final, as in no one's giving Spain a look.
I think we'll beat Norway, but I'm telling you now, the Argentina game, if they beat Switzerland, which I expect they will do, will be so difficult.
But I think Andy's point is that maybe we're underestimating Spain.
That's exactly it.
But you have to think, Lamine Yamal, have we seen the best of him yet in this tournament? Is he fully fit? Nico Williams has barely kicked a ball. I still worry about Rodri's fitness, and I just think France, for me, France remind me of Spain at the last Euros. Head and shoulders above everybody else.
Let me just quickly bring it back to the quarterfinal tonight. Belgium against Spain, live on talkSPORT. Build-up begins when we come off air. Benny, what will the score be?
2-0 Spain.
Okay, so another game where it's a clean sheet for them.
2-0. Oyarzabal to score the first goal. He missed a sitter, didn't he, against Portugal?
He missed loads of sitters this tournament.
That was up there with your miss against Portsmouth all those years ago, wasn't it?
Why did you do? Why right at the end? Why would you do that? Anything you want to say back?
Do you know what? Got nothing for him. Got nothing for him.
I was actually sat behind Harry Redknapp as you missed that chance because the press box at White Hart Lane was right behind the dugout. Yeah. He was raging.
Nasty, isn't he? Were you their chief football scout as well then? That was a look at some of the day's key talking points, all thanks to the lovely people at Burger King.
Sliding into game day on talkSPORT with Burger King Burger Buddies. Iconic winners delivered in the box every time. Order now on the BK app.
I should have done it, but I'm betting that.
You should. I don't think you are better than that. Follow us at 7. Hugh will be bringing you live.
Andy, 7 o'clock I finish. We're going for lunch.
Woozencroft. Who do you think I said?
Hugh.
I do. I'm with you, having a bit of lunch.
With Hugh? Sorry, I didn't know what with you.
Cookie, listen.
Yeah, Cookie. You stick to wearing cowboy hats. Hugh Woozencroft bring you live coverage of that game between Spain and Belgium. Kicks off at 8. Team news. How about that team news is in? Nigel Adley can tell us more. Hi, Nigel.
Hi, Andy. One change for Spain from that victory against Portugal in the last minute in the round of 16. Fabian Ruiz starts his first game since that draw against Cape Verde, the first match. Seems a long time ago now. Pedri, the player who drops out in the only change. 2 changes for Belgium. Of course, Amadou Onana suffered an ACL against the USA. Dodi Lukebakio played well, but he's been left out. And Kevin De Bruyne and Jeremy Doku are the players who come in. We're underway at 8 o'clock.
Thank you for that, Nigel. Build-up begins when we come off air in 13 minutes' time, and those 13 minutes are coming up right after this.
I think you're underestimating Bruno Guimaraes. I mean, you can look at the figures and say, yeah, not brilliantly impressive, but every Newcastle fan will tell you he's the heartbeat of their team.
Yeah, that's Newcastle, though, Jeff. Jeff, we're not Newcastle United.
Oh,
right?
Joe, don't be arrogant. Do not be arrogant, pal.
What do you mean not be arrogant? We're Premier League champions. I'm not saying I don't want him at the club.
Yeah, you're Premier League champions now. You're Premier League champions now. Let's come on in 12 months' time and find out if you're going to say the same thing if you're not Premier League champions then.
Jeff, of course we're Premier League champions. We just won it a few months ago. Come on, So you got to give us a bit of time. What I'm saying is, good player, but I don't want him to be the marquee signing. If he is the marquee signing, I'm going to be upset.
Well, I tell you what, Joe, shouldn't you be worried? You're talking about marquee signings. Aren't you concerned about financial fair play, or the equivalent of as it is now? And you busting the rules.
Get rid of get rid of everyone you need to get rid of to make it happen. Because if you're spending 60 mil on a player, then that means people need to go as well, right? Get rid of, we've just spoken about Norgard. If you don't like him, get rid of
Trossard,
him.
Gabriel Jesus.
We're hearing Trossard. Get rid of all of them. You know, to be fair, I do like Trossard. And if it was up to me, I'd get rid of Martinelli instead. But get rid of who you need to get rid of, then we can start talking business. But this better not be the marquee signing.
I do the marquee signing, but I agree that Arsenal need a left winger. Do you know what I mean? Don't spend 80 million on Guimaraes and then you can't afford to go and buy, like, if Barcola's available, for instance, Joel, and he's worth 100. You know, you need a top left winger, don't you, on that side?
100%. And that's what I want to see. I want to see someone. Look, the reality is if Marcus Rashford was available at a good price, I would probably go for him. As long as, you know, it doesn't unbalance the team, because he's a great player. And the reason why I say unbalance the team is because, you know, you heard of the stuff at United before, how he was over there when things.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win. This summer, talkSPORT is bringing you live and official coverage of every game of the FIFA World Cup 2026. And to celebrate, we're giving away £26,000 guaranteed. Go to win.talksport.com to enter now, and you could win 26 grand in your hand, tax-free. Enter now, and you could be the next to get that winning feeling, courtesy of talkSPORT Win. Find out how to enter now at win.talksport.com.
Stop it, you two, all right? Stop arguing. What are you arguing
This
about?
guy's not the chief football consultant. He tried to tell me Chiesa, when England lost the final to Italy, wasn't one of the best players in the tournament.
We should have beaten Italy in that final. On home soil, we take the lead. I'm sorry, I'm with Andy. Gareth Southgate did a great job to a point, but he couldn't get us over the line. If Thomas Tuchel was in charge of that final, we'd have won it.
Exactly what I said, Crookie. Thank you for that. You're listening to World Cup Game Down talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, and one of the greatest people on the planet, Alex Crook. Brought to you by Enterprise Rent a Car. We're here for you. Book now at enterprise.co.uk. We're coming live from Miami. I'm sure you know that by now. From us at 7, we've got another go at it. Hugh will be bringing you live commentary.
No, you didn't.
I did. I'm coming out with you.
No, you said Hugh.
I did say Hugh Rosencroft.
Oh,
what do you think I said?
Hugh.
I ain't doing that. Coming out with you.
What time did you finish?
Now, no, we finished now. At 7.
Who's after us?
Hugh's after us.
No, I finished at 7-2.
7 Hugh? He brings you live commentary of Spain against Belgium. We kick off for that one at 8 p.m. Right, let's get an update on all things tennis. With more on that is Lisa O'Sullivan.
Yannick Sinner will defend his Wimbledon title in the men's final against Alexander Zverev. The world number one has beaten Novak Djokovic 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. Djokovic was just a little off, missing the lines by fractions. Sinner was on song and did just what he needed, clocking up another 3-set win, taking him to his first major final this year. After all the romance of an unlikely wildcard run, all that superhuman effort of a 39-year-old, the harsh reality of the rankings have hit home. The top two men's seeds will play for the trophy. Yannick Sinner meets Alexander Zverev in the showdown on Sunday.
Sounds like a great final. Thank you for that, Lisa. Right, time now to hear some of your shared takes with Burger King.
Shared takes on talkSPORT with Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app.
Now, earlier in the show, we asked you for your voice notes on the show. You don't want to do it? OK. How you're feeling ahead of England against Norway. Of course, Hugh never let us down. Let's hear from so many of them.
Now then, boys, it's Trucker George.
I just want to say that I think it'll be a 2-1 victory to England tomorrow night.
I think England will run out easy 4-0 winners tomorrow. And if it was me, Gay's not going to make it, I'd put Big Dan Burn in at back.
England's going to win by 3 goals to 1, and Harry Kane's going to score a hat-trick. They might have Vikings, but we've got a proper king.
And a big thanks to everyone who got involved today. We'll be hearing more of your voice notes next week. That's all thanks to Burger King.
Shared takes on talkSPORT with Burger King Burger Buddies. Iconic winners delivered in the box every time. Order now on the BK app.
Right, we've got 2 minutes of our show left, and that's 2 minutes for Benny to collapse coughing. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all good, man.
And for us to talk about the game tomorrow, England-Norway, placing the last 4 of the World Cup. It's live on talkSPORT, kicks off at 10 p.m. Firstly, Cookie, where are you watching that game? You coming with us? Are you working on it? What are you doing?
Well, you're in the posh seats, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
So I'll be coming with you, and then you'll be going one direction, like on a plane, and I'll be going the other. Although, to be fair, I did accidentally stumble into VIP hospitality in Dallas when they played Croatia. And
yeah, that won't be happening again.
We'll stayed there.
See the fella with the hat. Make sure he's nowhere near us. Listen, everyone's got their own view on what's going to happen. Most people you speak to, the England fans, think it will be not a comfortable victory, but 2-0, 2-1, 3-1. How important do you think it is? Because I hate talking about quarters, the first quarter, the second quarter, but we do have these hydration breaks.
Yep.
Do you think now managers are getting a little bit wise to the fact that they set up, maybe they have a game plan for each of those quarters?
Yeah, I think Thomas Tuchel's using them very well, particularly in the game against Congo. If you look at the first half of the first half, I'm not going to call it a quarter, we were all over the shop. And it was only really after the hydration break that changed and we started to find our rhythm and play our way in. I said it before, when we were on with Brad Friedel in New York, and he agreed, I think the best coaches can really utilise those 3 minutes to good effect. And yeah, it's going to be important, particularly with the heat as well. I mean, you know, we've been out this morning. It is sweltering out there, and obviously that's going to have an impact. Maybe it's a benefit that England are playing another European team and not Brazil, who would have been more accustomed to playing in the heat. But the last 3 exits in the knockout rounds of a World Cup have come against European opponents for England. So that's a little bit of a bad omen. I'm confident. I think we're better than Norway. I feel like Norway had their moment in New Jersey against Brazil. But I think we have to start the game better than we've started a lot of the games so far.
You know what's crazy is that, and he's right, Cookie's right, but like when you look at Norway against Brazil, they were fantastic, done really well, won the game, Haaland at the end with the 2 goals, brilliant. But we haven't blown anyone away yet in this tournament. Like we beat Mexico with good result. You obviously got the Congo result.
Croatia in the second half was good.
Yeah, but we're talking about one half of football. Like we're yet to see England put a sustained period of possession, where they've played well from start to finish and they've not given the opposition a sniff. So I think tomorrow will be a lot closer than people think.
Okay. I worry defensively, especially if Gay isn't fully fit. Who's going to play right back? I think probably Jed Spence, because Reece James is not yet ready to play 90 minutes, and that's going to be important up against Nusa, who's another one of the Norwegians' good players. I think we'll concede. I think Haaland will score, but I think we'll come through.
Okay. You're off to go and see some Gators this afternoon, is that right, you two?
Yeah, you're not coming.
You're not coming?
Going to watch your football.
Okay.
You're not watching the football?
Yeah, watch it on my phone.
Okay, well, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. Are you scared? Are you scared of Gators? Is that what it is?
I just don't need a new pair of shoes. Enjoy it. Enjoy
Alex
it.
Croc. That's what I'm going to be called from now on.
He's waited all day for that. I hope we don't meet him too close. Right, you have been listening to World Cup Game Day live on talkSPORT. Next up, we can hear live commentary of Spain against Belgium in the quarterfinals. A big thanks to all our wonderful guests today: the brilliant Jimmy Floyd, Hasbank, Rio Ferdinand, Stuart Pearce, Adrian Durham, Faker Others, Jim Proudfoot, Alexi Lalas, and of course Alex Croc. We're back tomorrow with a very special Saturday show here in Miami at 5 p.m. Me and Benny will have AJ Tracy alongside us as we build up to commentary of the big one, England v Norway. Thanks for
bit sexy back.
I don't know why
I
we
don't
do
know where
that.
that's come from, but I like it.
You just know that back home, Jack's just lying on one of the buttons. Have a lovely day. Be safe, everyone. Be safe.
Drinks on me.